It took 5 seasons for Mario Lemieux to make his NHL playoff debut. It wouldn't take nearly as long for him to make an impact. After the Penguins swept the Rangers in the 1989 Patrick Division semifinals, they split their first 4 games with the Philadelphia Flyers in round 2. As the series headed back to Pittsburgh, it was unclear if Lemieux would be able to play. A collision with teammate Randy Cunneyworth had left Super Mario with a neck injury. Lemieux would not only play, he would dominate. On this night, like so many, he would truly live up to the name Mario the Magnificent.
It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh. Tonight from the Civic Arena, the Penguins meet the Philadelphia Flyers in Game 5 of the Patrick Division Finals. Andy Van Hellemond will be the referee for tonight's game. Ron Finn and Gordy Brassiker, 2 veterans, will work the lines. Penguins at home, 3-1 in the playoffs, and the Flyers on the road are 3-2. Penguins in road competition also 3-1. The Pens have lost only 2 games in the playoffs, both of the Flyers, of course.
Ronnie Hextall, who gets ready for games by doing primal screams in the locker room, is in goal for the Flyers. Tom Barrasso for the Pens.
It's daylight out still here at the Civic Arena as we begin play. The Penguins have the puck in their own end, and Charlie Zielinski, who started the game with Ron Buskus. And right from the face-off, we're going to have penalties coming up here. Al Secord and Phil Bourque got involved. Because Van Hellemond apparently, well, now it's Buskus after Secord. And the tempers heat up, and now Buskus coming after Al Secord. The scratches tonight include Kerry Huffman, Mo Mantha, Doug Sullivan, Rick Tocchet still out for the Flyers, and Murray Craven. For the Penguins tonight, Randy Hillier out with a broken toe. Chris Dahlquist, Dave Capuano, Richard Zemlak, who was just called up, did not suit for the Pens. Dave McElwain, and replacing the injured Hillier is Steve Dykstra tonight.
Well, you got to take a wonder how the home ice is going to affect the Penguins. Obviously, the crowd reacted extremely well for the Pens, as we expected them to do. The Penguins must find a way to stop Tim Kerr. He's just been unbelievable against Pittsburgh, especially on the power play here in this building. Special teams have played a key role in this series and will continue to. Penguins have to avoid taking costly penalties, and so do the Flyers, and they just took one, by the way. And a win tonight puts the Flyers' backs against the wall going to the game in Philadelphia.
Well, we got more wires than we have anything in the world here. We're around them all. Lemieux is back on for the Penguins after being hurt in Game 4 at the Spectrum, and he plays in the power play here to begin the game. Quinn, Brown, and Lemieux up front. Zielinski and Coffey will be the point man. Zielinski spins it away to the Flyers in. A weird bounce behind Hextall. Comes to Lemieux. Mario along the near side, looking for somewhere to go with it. Samuelson trying to cut him off. It comes by Poulin. Left point, Coffey shooting off Hextall, and he dives back to make the stop. Hextall found that loose puck as it got through him on Coffey's hard delivery to the net. But he reached back and pulled it in, and Hextall screaming at Van Hellemond now. Penguins will do an effort tonight, I think, to try and get Hextall a little more involved in the game, if you will. Try and get him off his game.
Paul Coffey's a big key for the Penguins in this game tonight, and he has not been as much of a key in the series as he was, for instance, in the Ranger series. Even though he had 11 shots in Game 2, he has...
But Hextall's getting involved with the linesman right now, pushing Gordy Brassiker, and they do have his ear up right now. I think what he was screaming about was the fact Robbie Brown came in.
I think so, too.
But the Penguins coming in, jumping on Hextall immediately.
And he's telling Poulin all about it, too. Just to finish what I was saying about Coffey, he has 17 shots against the Flyers, 11 of them in one game, but he only has 1 point in this series and no goals. The Penguins were 0 for 8 on the power play in Game 4, and they need to get it going, and they've got their great opportunity right here to start the game.
Mark Howe of the Flyer gets the puck to Ron Sutter, and the Flyer penalty killer shoots it off the boards and back through Zielinski all the way to the Penguin zone. Barrasso pulls it back in behind the net for Coffey, who was flying out here. 1:20 to go in the penalty to Secord. Scoreless game first period. Pushed around in the left wing corner of the Flyers in, and Lemieux has it. Left point to Coffey. Coffey trying to shoot it to the net, blocked by Samuelson. Lemieux got it back. Now to Brown around the net to Quinn. He fanned on it. Here comes Zielinski, center point. To Coffey and back to Zielinski on the right side. Prop penalty killing. It goes to Rob Brown of Pittsburgh, halfway up right wing board. Behind the net to Dan Quinn. Quinn has Lemieux open. Will he go that way? Holds the puck still. Out now to Zielinski. Push it over to Lemieux. Bad angle. He couldn't shoot it. To Coffey. Slap shot. Save made. Rebound. Lemieux is there. Shot. Hextall stopped him. and holds the rebound. Brown is hit by Dave Poulin. As Hextall stopping Lemieux from point-blank range. Mario looking for a little bit of an opening, but couldn't find it. And Lemieux looks to be in pretty good shape right now. And there was some worry as to how strong he would be in this game. And, of course, it's only the first shift. But Mario peppering that puck pretty good on Ronnie Hextall.
Coffey with a good blast from the point, but the Flyers blocked out well. Shell Samuelson right there. The rebound came to a sharp angle to Lemieux. He looked for some net, you know how he likes to bank it off the goaltender or find a sneaky way of getting it in from a sharp angle, but there was nothing there, and he ended up just throwing it to Ronnie Hextall.
Still 46 to go in the penalty to Secord. A scoreless first period, 18:36 left in the opening frame. And Ron Sutter again against Jock Canada, who's had a good series against the Flyers. Canada leads everybody in the plus-minus department against Philadelphia, and a +3. Played away with the Flyers. Good play by Zalapsky, though, to keep it in right point. Over to Mario Lemieux, right wing board. Now back to Zalapsky. Heavy slip shot save made. Rebound. Stevens can't get it. Lemieux will. Turning shot. He missed the net by inches. Off the far wing, it's Zalapsky of Pittsburgh. Penguins dominating here on the power play. To Coffey near side. Moves in a shot. Blocked in front by Sutter. Coffey keeps rifling that puck. It comes free out of the left point, and Coffey can't quite hold it in. He's up into by Poulin. 15 seconds to go in the penalty. Zalapsky cruises back in. On the right side, trying to go to Stevens. Howe took it away. And the Flyers fight off a big storm there as they shoot it up into the Penguins' end. Penguins had 4 shots on Ron Hextall on that power play and some good scoring chances. It's over now as Secord comes out. Lead pass to Lemieux behind the defense. Walks in. Makes a move. He shoots and scores. Mario Lemieux just beat Hextall like a rented mule. And the Penguins lead 1-0.
And Hextall reacted really upset with himself that he did not stop Lemieux, but look at the fans here in this building. They are going out of their minds. Lemieux tried to go to the other side last time, you remember. He had a little bit more time. He wasn't coming with quite as much speed, and he was able to do a little bit of that magic with the stick and really get Hextall going every which way until he finally slipped it behind him on the backhand on the stick side. Hextall reaching and just kind of falling over as he tried to stop Lemieux. Not a very good move by Hextall there. He was really faked out.
Coffey and Stevens on the assist. Lemieux in the breakaway goal. Here are the Flyers into the Penguins in now. They lay it between the circles and the Penguins pick it off, and Dave Hannon swings it up now to Troy Loney. Loney and Caulfield work the wings for Dave Hannon. Here the Penguins strike for the opening goal as they have in 4 of the 5 playoff games so far against the Flyers. Series is tied at 2 games apiece. Penguins now have scored the first goal in 8 of the last 9 in the playoffs. Philadelphia's Keith Ackman controls behind his own net.
See Hextall come out of the net there, Mike, and a couple of Penguins bumped into him, and the fans reacting to that. They're really focused much more in on that battle tonight between the Penguin forwards and Ronnie Hextall.
And the Penguins shoot it up to the Flyers in. We've got an outside call. Lemieux snaps it by Ronnie Sutter. Penguins keep it alive, and the Flyers in behind the net. Here's Lemieux put it in front for Brown. And Hextall comes over and now grabs the loose puck to the right of the net. Well, Lemieux and the Penguins have outshot the Flyers 6-1 here in the early going. And they lead 1-0 on a Lemieux goal, his 7th of the playoffs from Coffey and Stevens at 2:15.
Lemieux said before the game that the Penguins, in order to combat the stuff the Flyers like to do, they've got to be skating and moving the puck, trying to catch guys out of position. And that's what they are doing here in the early moments of this game.
Bob Airy still trying to get on track. Does not have a goal in the playoffs so far for the Pens. And I think to be successful, they might have to look for a goal or two from Bobby the rest of the way in this series.
Robbie Brown, too, for that matter,
yep.
Mike.
And Lemieux to the left point to Coffey. He's handling the puck, comes down the left side. They give him room. He shoots it, and it comes off Samuelson. Bob Airy try to get it, but Coffey has control of it. He's between the circles, goes to Airy, walks right in there. He's in front. Lemieux scores! Mario Lemieux gets his second. The Penguins lead 2-0. Oh, Michael motorcycle. Airy faked the shot, went to Lemieux, and made it happen. The Penguins lead by 2. Paul Coffey is having an unbelievable first period.
The fans are really helping the Penguins tonight, believe me. The Philadelphia crowd can't even touch the crowd that's in Pittsburgh in terms of the noise and the way that they get their team inspired.
Bob Airy did figure out the goal there as he set up Lemieux was to the left of Hextall as Hextall would look at it. Lemieux gets his second of the game. The Penguins lead 2-0. Here are the Penguins again. And Gord Dineen. But Coffey helped set up that play by some great skating, great stick handling, and the passing of Paul Coffey. And he has been absolutely tremendous here in the first 4.5 minutes of this game. Lifted back into the Penguins end, and Callender trying to play it out. Good. A shot from the left side by the Flyers, and that stopped. Mike Bullard had that shot. Callender takes the puck, winding it on the near side. Penguins don't want to get too overconfident against this team. Flyers are showing they can come back. Bullard trying to make a play, can't do it. Kerr's looking for the puck, knocked away, and it comes down to Gord Dineen. Now here is Kerr knocking down Cullen. A penalty coming up, and a holding call against Kerr.
No, I think it's going to be against John Cullen.
Well, Kerr just lifted him up and threw him down.
Cullen apparently was holding the arms of Tim Kerr, grabbing onto his sweater or something, and Kerr shrugged him off in a pretty violent fashion, really, and knocked him to the ice. And we thought the penalty was going to be against Kerr, but it's going to be against Cullen for holding Tim Kerr. Of course, Tim Kerr is the one guy that responds to these situations on the power play.
Flyers first in the playoffs on the power play, and against the Penguins, 7 for 21, a 33% mark, and that's the important stats. We're going to look at this series. Not as much as we would overall. That gives you some indication. The Penguins 74% overall in killing penalties. Pelle Eklund now finding Gord Murphy. And Murphy of Philadelphia cutting to the Penguin line. 2-0 Pittsburgh here in the first period. Both goals by Mario Lemieux. Tim Kerr, right wing pointer. Gave it right away to Troy Loney, and here come the Penguins. Skating back short-handed. Dave Hannon. Lead it up into the Flyers in. It comes behind Hextall. Lemieux comes on for the Pens. He goes for the puck. Lemieux looking for it. Went right over his head. And now Gord Murphy corrals the loose puck for the Philadelphia Flyers. 1:10 to go. Outlet pass to Pelle Eklund coming to the Penguin zone. Down the right side. Lemieux took it away again. What a first period he's having. Lead pass to Barbieri. Hallaby cutting for the net. He comes in. He's pulled down. Penalty coming up against Howe. Barbieri went right to the net, and Howe hauled him down. Penguins going for that puck. Play has not been called as of yet, because the Penguins had a chance to pull Barrasso, but Mark Howe takes a seat, and the Flyers will be short-handed. That's the speed that Barbieri has to make that play happen.
Penguins really aggressively killing the penalty in the sense that they were putting some pressure on the Flyers when they gained control of the puck, rather than just dumping it up ice. Troy Loney had possession of it. Bob Airy, Dave Hannon, all carrying that puck when they got the opportunity, and Airy was eventually hauled down by Mark Howe to even things up. The Pens will have a power play in 55 seconds.
And Howe is off for slashing. 5:39 the time of the penalty. They're at equal strength right now, and Keith Acton weaves his way to the Penguins' end. Acton coming down, rolling in behind the Penguin net, and Jimmy Johnson took Ron Sutter out of the play. Now picked up by Dave Hannon. Hannon dump it in behind his own net and leave the puck for Gord Dineen. Back to Jimmy Johnson. Relayed the pass to Dave Hannon. Hannon got to center red. He is belted hard on a check by Terry Karkner. But the Penguins now move it back to the Flyer line. Stopped by Jim Johnson. Over to Hannon. He'll drop it in, and the penalty now has 18 seconds left on Cullen's minor. And it comes back down the right wing into Pittsburgh territory. Karkner comes over the puck. Karkner left point, can't handle it. And Danny Quinn had possession for a moment. Cullen comes on, and now by him it goes to Coffey. 2-on-1 with Lemieux. Coffey moves in. His shot at the post. Off the post to the right side. Coffey gave Lemieux a little look, and Hextall took the fake. The shot by Coffey, and the wrist shot, though, caught the pipe. Lemieux back into the Flyers in by himself. Cuts in, shoots. He scores! The hat trick for Mario Lemieux, and the Penguins lead 3-0. Get a phone and call Arnold Slick from Turtle Creek. Mario Lemieux.
Lemieux with a second breakaway of this period. And this time, rather than try to fake Hextall, he drilled it right past him. And now he's got Ronnie just wondering. A long way to go in this game. We played less than 7 minutes of this hockey game. And Lemieux already has 3 goals. This is a guy who everybody thought wouldn't play tonight. A guy who couldn't turn his head yesterday morning. He's turning everybody's heads tonight.
I'm going to tell you something. Be careful. The way he's going right now tonight, you might see something absolutely spectacular before it's all done. He has 3 already. Lemieux from Cullen. He's got the hat trick, his first in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And he now has 9 goals. The leading goal scorer in the playoffs is Tim Kerr with 10. Lemieux is only 1 behind now. And Hextall comes to take a breather. I'd love to see that goal again. I didn't get a good look at it. He just has that great speed and acceleration, and Lemieux bursting right down the slot. And Cullen able to get the puck over to him. Mario turned and took it right back in, and everybody was trapped. And Lemieux just looked Hextall over. 1-2, and then got rid of it. He could feel Samuelson coming. Drilled it off his arm, it appeared, Paul, and right through.
He really fired it, too. He got all of a wrist shot on that one. And it's really interesting that Lemieux has been able to get a couple of breakaways. That time he was the last man back. That's why he was the first man in, because he was the last guy to come out of his own zone. He just came to the blue line and got the puck. But the last time he waited at the blue line for a nice lead pass and took it in for the other breakaway to score. And one thing Lemieux hasn't been doing as much in the playoffs is hanging up ice for those lead passes that he can get from guys like Paul Coffey. And I think he did it in game 4 in that early breakaway in the first shift. He does that more often. Boy, I'll tell you, he's going to get some chances.
You guys, you got to get a picture of this crowd. Unbelievable. They've been standing since Lemieux scored. Unbelievable reaction to Mario Lemieux and the Penguins, who now have a 3-0 lead. This reminds you a little bit of the Ranger game in game number 2 at the Civic Arena.
The towels the fans have tonight are called Hex towels. They were given away by Stop and Go, and there's a great promotion and good idea, and apparently it's worked here in the first period. They're all designed to get Ronnie Hextall and hex him, and he has allowed 3 quick ones here to Mario Lemieux.
In 4 minutes and 40 seconds, Lemieux scores 3 times. Penguins have a 3-0 lead. And they dump it now to the Flyers in. Here's Brown in front of Bob Airy. He shoots and scores! Bob Airy makes it 4-0. And the Penguins are really up on the Flyers now. Buy Sam a drink and get his dog 1-2. Airy connects.
This is the Penguin team that we saw during the regular season, a team that could have just explode and just bury teams in the space of 5 minutes. They did it several times here at the arena throughout the year. It's the first time we've seen him do it in a long time. Shel Samuelson went back, misplayed the puck. Robbie Brown with a perfect pass to Bob Airy. Mike, you just said a couple of minutes ago that Airy needed to get going. He's got an assist and a goal here already in the first period. So I'd say that he has broken out of that little scoring slump that he was in.
Brown and Johnson on the assist for Bob Airy. 4-0 Pittsburgh. And here are the Penguins again, drilling the puck into the Flyers in. They've outshot the Flyers 10-2 in the first. Keith Hackman, the Flyers are looking up, trying to figure out what hit him. And here's Pelle Eklund now, going to the Penguins end on the right side. Eklund pulls up and is shot off Coffey's stick and right up into the seats. Well, we haven't had an old-fashioned blowout in this series so far, but the Penguins, just 7.5 into the first period, are threatening to do just that against the Flyers. There's a 3-goal hat trick by Mario Lemieux, the pure hat trick. Bob Airy adds one, and the Penguins are up 4-0. I know the Flyers came in here with a lot of confidence and talking as though they could just win the series at will.
Cockiness would be a better word.
And because they had beaten the Capitals, and I just had a feeling the Penguins weren't done yet in any way because of the people that they had, and they came in and here striking very quickly against the Flyers. And it goes again back into the Penguins end, and here is Zardy Zalapski. And one of the things I felt the Flyers have done very well in this series is taken a psychological edge against the Penguin younger players. But I wanted to see how they'd react tonight because the Flyers have been talking about how they've accomplished it, how they've done it against the Capitals in the first series, how they've done it in their history. And I wanted to see what would happen to the Pens. And reading all the articles written, but they bounced back very nicely here tonight, and they've come on strong. Bullard pulls down Quinn. Mike Bullard has the puck in his own end. He'll give it to Gord Murphy. 4-0 Pittsburgh, first period, 11:52 to go. And Gord Murphy now, tap it ahead of the Penguins in, and Barrasso gave it right to Mike Bullard. Put it back on the net, and it's stopped by Barrasso. The rebound, Secord and Kerr, and knocked wide of the net by Barrasso again. Secord giving the puck back now to Mike Bullard, who's tied up by Rod Busquets. Penguins trying to keep that intensity going. Kerr centers, comes off now to Kevin Stevens. Stevens playing with a bad bruised knee. It comes to Cunninworth into the Flyers in right side. Here comes Zalapski in his shot. Stopped by Hextall. The loose puck in front. Cunninworth with the skate stop right there. And we get a stop on the action.
Well, Mike, the Flyers, we thought they'd come out here maybe trying to be physical with the Penguins. Al Secor took a high sticking penalty. The Penguins got a power play, not a power play goal, but scored right after the power play expired. And man, it's just been all their game ever since. I don't think the Flyers are going to be taking too many dumb penalties now.
Face-off control by Philadelphia. Shell Samuelson has it. Coming from his own end. They'll start to center. Counter got a piece of him. Samuelson, 6'6". Frame dumps it away to the Penguins in, and Barrasso moves it away from the net over to the far side for Jock Callender. A lead pass now to Cullen. Looks for Coffey. Coffey has a couple of assists in this game, and he's played very well in the first period. At the near side, Flyers in. Ron Sutter comes out. He'll leave the puck now. Back to Mark Howe it goes. Left side, deep into the Penguins in for Prop. And he overskates the play. And Jock Callender of Pittsburgh is a man wide open right side. Cullen going to the Flyers line. Moves in. A slap shot blocked by Samuelson. That came over to cut it off. Coffey went in deep on the play, and the Penguins are trying to add to this 4-0 lead. They're throwing everything in the kitchen sink here in this first period. They have a 4-0 advantage over Philadelphia. And Coffey again takes control of it. Right side pass to Jock Callender, and Callender lays it softly down to the Flyers zone. Penguins trying to make a line change here, and it's picked up by Brian Prop. Flyer left winger who's enjoying a good playoff series this year. To Mellenby, cuts in. Mellenby feed it to the net, and Barrasso's going to quickly move it away from the cage as he stopped it up to Robbie Brown. Brown with Erie and Lemieux. Brown coming to the Flyers line. Cut across, goes right side Lemieux. Over to Bob Erie. Lemieux cuts back to the net. The shot went on. Picked up by Zalapski. A shot save. Rebound. They can't get it by Hextall. Brown and Erie both banging away at it. Here come the Flyers the other way. On the move is Dave Poulin. Going left side. Mellenby to the right wing, and a shot by Poulin. Hit the side of the net. It comes right back to him in the far corner. Trying to go to the left point of Lemieux. Checking all over the ice. And Mario's
He's playing
putting
great
on the Ritz here in this first period. Heavy check now in the near corner. Hextall came out of the net. Robbie Brown tied up by Karkner, and he'll whack him now. Karkner threw his helmet off, and now Hextall is involved with Brown. Come back to center ice, and the puck lifted ahead of the Flyers zone. Jeff Chikrin returns to take it. On the left side, it will come to Dave Poulin, and ahead to Keith Acton. Acton left wing, Penguin zone, breaks in deep with that speed. Couldn't hold on to the puck, and the Penguins will turn and try and counterattack. They will with Jim Johnson leading the pace. He snaps it in behind the net. Hextall right there. That helmet that Brown had is still on the ice to the left of Hextall. Dave Hannon put it in the corner. They'll go right by that helmet again, and down Loney behind the net. Troy Loney of Pittsburgh trying to center. Loney looking for Dave Hannon. Eklund steps into him. Loney gets the puck. Loney comes out. Shoots it off his own man, Jay Caulfield. Caulfield turns around to look and see where Jeff Chikrin was, who hit him from behind. Now a check. Near side. Caulfield upended by Jeff Chikrin. And play does continue, and Hextall has it. Caulfield and Chikrin have some heavy words. Now Hextall took a whack at Caulfield in front. And Caulfield looked right at referee Andy Van Helleman. Puck played right back into the Flyers in. Caulfield. Now Caulfield comes in and he gets a stick up against Hextall as they collide. And it'll be Coffey giving the puck to Dan Quinn. He's into the Flyers zone. Quinn shoots it around the boards in behind the Philadelphia goal. Hextall got to the puck. He'll leave it near side to Jeff Chikrin. And Chikrin's pass up to Tim Kerr. 4-0 Pittsburgh, first period. Kerr's drop pass to Bullard, a wrist shot, score. He got it through Barrasso, and Mike Bullard gets his first goal of the playoffs against the Pens. And Bullard makes it a 4-1 game.
Well, when things start to open up as they have in this game, with the Penguins getting the big lead, the Flyers naturally are going to start opening it up too. A guy like Mike Bullard's going to get one of his better chances. This is a guy who hadn't scored a goal yet in this series, and he was able to slip one underneath Barrasso. That'll give the Flyers some life. It's 4-1, a lot of time left in this game. Believe me, a long way to go yet. Bullard just pulled the trigger and caught Barrasso by surprise. It went off his skate or his pad and just trickled in behind him.
Bullard's first against the Penguins and his second in the playoffs. And so the Flyers get on the scoreboard to make it a 4-1 game. And the puck is flipped back into the Penguins end. The Penguins have outshot the Flyers 14-5 here in the first period. The pass to center circle, and John Cullen finds open space. He lays it back into the Flyers in. Hextall way out of the net. Roll it around the horn for Jay Wells. And Wells up ahead to center. It comes to Ron Sutter. 2-on-1 develops right side. Mellenby trying to take the pass. It's too far for him. Bork slams his body into him. The Penguin forward. Now Bork and Sutter collide again, but behind the net it goes to Mellenby. Mellenby belted from behind by Ron Buskus of the Penguins. Penguin defenseman Mellenby working free, and a penalty coming up here against Buskus. It'll come left side to Jay Wells. Wells now over to the left wing corner for Ron Sutter. Drop pass to Wells. Penguins need possession. Can they get it? They can't right now. Loose in front, and Callender touches it. And we will get a power play opportunity here for the Philadelphia Flyers. Penguin defenseman Rod Busquets, a 2-minute minor for holding. Flyers have their second power play chance. And they go to work with the #1 power play unit in the National Hockey League in the playoffs this year. 16 power play goals, 29.1%. Tim Kerr has 8 of the 16. And he is on here now. But Brian Propp and Pelly Eklund, the point men will be Howe and Gord Murphy. Puck dropped and the pins in. Kerr appeared to take a stick in the helmet. Comes to Murphy, right point, left side to Howe. He'll move in, a shot, gloved by Barrasso, and he holds it. We'll get another face-off.
Sometimes it looks like Kerr's the defenseman, and the defensemen are the guys trying to get into scoring position because Kerr had just wrapped Jimmy Johnson up in a bear hug in front of the net. Johnson's the guy that you'd think would be wrapping him up. And this was after Barrasso made the glove save.
Penguins out shooting the Flyers 14-6 here in the first period.
Penguins had only 19 shots in the entire game in Game 4.
And this face-off is won by the Penguins. Lemieux is out here killing the penalty with Troy Loney. And stolen by Howe. Here he comes right side. He's got a man open and Propp fan of the shot from the right wing circle. And Troy Loney again directs it up ice. Brian Propp was open in the right wing circle. He had a great chance to score there, but simply fanned on it. Now Mark Howe from behind his own goal. Leaving the puck for Pelly Eklund. Weave his way through Bob Airy. Going to the Penguin zone. Eklund down the right side is a man Howe. He goes back in front. There's an open man, but Kerr can't get to it. Howe goes all the way around to the take it left side. Mark Howe. Right wing circle to Propp. Back to Gord Murphy, right point. Lemieux took it right off his attempted pass and swings it down the ice to take the heat out of a hot kitchen. Gord Murphy of Philadelphia attacking the play at center now, coming to the Penguin zone. Bumped by Loney, but he jumps it in, and it goes around behind the Penguin net. Steve Dykstra, his first appearance for the Penguins in the playoffs, I believe. Did not play against the Rangers, had a pulled groin, and he's out here now. And Hannon knocks it free by a man, held a breakaway chance. And it cuts in on goal against Hextall. He shoots, and he missed on the backhand. Maybe trying to pull Hextall down, but he missed on the backhand attempt. Simply missed the whole net. Scott Mellenby giving the puck to Jeff Chikrin, and Chikrin of the Flyers, with 28 seconds to go on the penalty, can't get in.
I think that is why Davey Hannon's a penalty killing specialist and not a power play specialist.
Chikrin again rifles it back in the Penguin ice, but Zalewski had it, gave it away to Mellenby. Mellenby fires, blocked by the Penguin Steve Dykstra. Chikrin now to the near corner. Zalewski goes after it, and he takes it and swings it down the board. Starting on the lesson there, don't pass it up the middle against teams in the National Hockey League unless you're absolutely sure. The penalty's over to Busquets. And here is Cunnyworth now, leaving the puck in his own end for Gord Dineen. Look back to Quinn with 5:14 to go now in the period. Penguins now with a 4-1 lead, and Dobbins shoots one on Barrasso. That'll be stopped by the Penguin netminder off his left arm. Derek Smith gets the puck. He tries to set him. Coffey has him too well tied up. Derek Smith in the corner. Coffey worked it free, and it will come to the point, but Poulin bounced it back into the left wing corner. Flyers set it up. They go to Poulin, knocked aside on a shot. And then it goes right back down to the Penguin line. Shell Samuelson trying to find someone open. He can't there. And Gord Dineen of Pittsburgh takes command of the puck. He'll leave it in his own line for Randy Cunnyworth. Cunnyworth being pressured by Brian Dobbin. Around the horn near side, it comes to Dave Poulin of Philadelphia. Rink-wise pass to Derek Smith. Shoot it once, block, gets another shot on. Barrasso's lost his stick. It goes behind the net. Coffey held it hard by Dobbin. The Penguins having trouble in their own end. Finally cleared to center ice, and Kevin Stevens finds Gord Dineen. His pass off a skate. And turned away back in behind the Flyer goal. Mark Howe. Penguins making a line change, trying to get Lemieux's line out. Samuelson comes to center, and he'll whack it away to the left wing corner of the Penguins there. Around it comes behind the goal. Barrasso trying to find Robbie Brown. He will on a pass, and Brown stymied a bit, but finds some room, and that hair out of the back of the helmet. He comes to center. Looks right wing to Bob Airy, who's flying into the Flyers' end. Penguins are offside, however. As we mentioned, the Penguins are 3-1 on home ice on the playoffs so far. Trying to gather their fourth victory of the campaign. The Flyers are 3-2 on the road.
couple of big kills by the Penguins here in this first period. The Flyers were 4 for 8 on the power play against the Penguins here in this building coming into this game tonight, and the Penguins have killed off a couple already, and that's a good sign.
Coffey now in his own territory for the Penguins, looking out to Lemieux. Got a step on Acton, dropped it back for Brown. Blue line kept in by the Penguins. Played aside by the Flyers, and they come back 3-on-3. Keith Acton left wing to Pelle Eklund into the Penguins end, put it in front. Kicked out of there by Barrasso. Eklund has it again in front, off the right bar pad of Barrasso. Acton turns to shoot it. Lemieux's got it. And he comes up against Acton. Boy, Mario's flying here. Brown takes the pass back to Lemieux. Looks for goal number 4. And shot! Hextall stopped him with the left leg. The play is called down. We're going to get a penalty coming up here. A holding call against the Flyers. 3:13 to go in the period. 4-1 Pens in the Penguins Hockey Network. Tim Kerr of the Flyers receives a 2-minute binder for holding. 16:47. And the Penguins put the power play to use here against the Flyers. Back it comes to Markow, who's belted by Stevens. A puck around. Zalapski, good play to keep it in. Off the near boards, Lemieux firing to open space. Hal goes after, so does Coffey. They whack it into the corner. Hal comes in, and now Quinn shoulders him. Poulin trying to get it free. Can't do it. Quinn gets the puck. Challenged by Howell. Gave it right behind the net. Here's Lemieux. Put it in the bucket. His fourth goal. He picked Hextall's bucket like he was walking down Fifth Avenue. And the Penguins lead 5-1. Oh, great balls of fire. Mario Lemieux's 4th of the night.
That is the most incredible play I have ever seen by a goal scorer. Hextall came out to play the puck and pin it against the boards or get it as a before count. Lemieux lifted his stick. The first thing you learn about how to take the puck away from somebody, he lifted Hextall's stick, took the puck, and wrapped it into the goal cage with Hextall trapped behind the net. Only Larry Lemieux could make that play because of his long reach. He's the only guy in the National Hockey League who can make that play. There are other tall guys who wouldn't have the ability to make it. He only has the ability, he has the tools with that long reach to score from virtually from behind the net.
Well, Lemieux putting on the Ritz. And Hextall has watched Lemieux come alive here in this first period of play at the Civic Arena. Penguins lead 5-1. If you missed this one, shame on you for 6 weeks. Unbelievable. And here's Bullard now, working the right side. Into the Penguin zone. Taken away by Jim Johnson. Hold on, folks, because I don't think Mario's done yet tonight. The way he's going. Jimmy Johnson coming down the left wing, going to the Flyers zone. Put it in front. Here's Loney. Loose. He gets the puck. Shot in. It's off Murphy. And the Penguins get another goal and lead 6-1. Oh, you'd have to be here to believe it. You would have to be here to believe it. The Penguins now lead 6-1.
Gord Murphy went flying back into the net to try to stop that puck from going in. It went off him and into the cage. Loney just whacked that puck back towards the net, and Murphy went back out. Again, Hextall trying to do it all right now. That's where Hextall's having his problems. It's perfect. It's a perfect scenario for the Penguins. It's exactly what they wanted Hextall to do tonight. Get involved in the game, maybe get too involved. They haven't gone out and hit him when he's come out of the net. They've simply tried to play the puck, take it away from him, and just beat him to the puck, and that's exactly what happened there. Loney beat Hextall to the puck, threw it back to the net. Gord Murphy came sliding through to try to make the save and went off his body and into the goal. And Hextall is gone, and the Hex Towels have sent him to the bench.
Loney gets the goal, his first of the playoffs. Jimmy Johnson has another assist. Loney shut it up Gord Murphy, and here's Ken Reagan coming on. Reagan will play for the first time in the playoffs. So the Flyers have a new netminder, and Ken Reagan, acquired from the Toronto Maple Leafs for a couple of first-round draft choices late in the season. And the puck turned away back into the Penguin zone. It'll come behind the net. Tim Kerr comes around. He tried to turn and stuff it. Can't find anybody. And out to center it will now come to Troy Loney. Back into the Flyer zone. And a goal by Loney. Scoring, Lemieux, of course, scored the goal. 17:09. Loney's at 17:44. Lemieux's was a power play goal. Here are the Penguins again, and Cullen now directs the puck back into the Flyers in. The scoreboard has 7-1 on the scoreboard. It's not that, folks. It's 6-1. Oh, it's Calendar hammered by Berube with his elbow. And now Dineen comes after him and gets the elbow back at him. Berube and Calendar have words. Back in the near corner of the Flyers zone, Berube came out and just hammered Calendar right in front of the referee.
David Hellerman is not even looking at it. He did not even look back to watch Berube.
Another elbow by Chikrin in on one of the pins from behind. It's Bork. Chikrin now turning Callender around. And Cullen now spins it in behind the goal, and Reagan takes command of it. Around to Berube. Less than a minute to go in the period. Flyers trail 6-1. And Berube now shoots it away to the Penguins' net. Stopped by Paul Coffey. Coffey up on the play, goes to Bob Airy. Lemieux wants that puck again. Airy shoots it. Reagan will make that save. And tapped away back to center ice. And Jock Callender rips it right back in. Now Berube is involved with Mario Lemieux as he comes after Mario. Callender's right after Berube.
Berube went right after Lemieux.
Penguins get a bench penalty for too many men on the ice. Bob Joy scores for the Bruins first period. They lead Montreal 1-0 at Montreal. The Bruins trail that series 3-1. Here the Penguins lead at home 6-1. Callender will serve the penalty. And the Flyers have another power play opportunity here. Penalty issued at 19:19 of the first period. And Philadelphia back in the play, but Dineen handles the puck for the Penguins. Penalty will carry over to the second period. If the Flyers do not score here, Kenny Reagan in goal now. His first experience in a Flyer uniform in the playoffs. Bullard move a left wing pass into the Penguins end, but it comes right to Barrasso. Oh, he had Lemieux wide open, but he couldn't get the puck to him. I don't think Tommy realized Lemieux was there in that position, or he'd have had him on a headman pass, a breakaway for 90 feet. At center, Mellanby now to the Penguins in. Scott Mellanby in the right wing board. Mellanby moves in, goes behind the net. Board can't hold it. Now he's knocked down by Jimmy Johnson and up in it on his wallet. In the left wing corner of the Penguins in. Mellanby, and time runs out, and that does it. The end of the first period. Well, the period ends here at Pittsburgh. Penguins trying to take an advantage in this series. The series is tied at 2. And through 1, the Penguins have the lead over Philadelphia. Pittsburgh 6 and Philadelphia 1. Right here on the Penguins Hockey Network. Ron Hextall will go back in the net for the Philadelphia Flyers. Kenny Reagan played the final 2:16 of the period. And here we go. And the Flyers start the period on a power play with the Penguins having a bench penalty for 2 minutes. They score right off the bat. They come right in and score just 6 seconds in. Right around the net. Tim Kerr, I believe, is a man that will get the goals. Right around the net. Pelle Eklund there also.
I think Eklund got the goal.
And the Flyers come right back early in the period and score. I just looked down to see the shots and check them and tell you folks again. And bang, it's in the net.
Yeah, it was a 2-on-1 break, and Eklund walked in and put it in.
Pelle Eklund, the goal getter, 6 seconds in from Tim Kerr. So the Flyers get a power play goal. It'll be their 17th of the playoffs, and Eklund cashes in.
2-on-1 break, and Eklund just had an open net. Barrasso went down, and he managed to get it up over top of him into the goal.
Pelle Eklund in the playoffs. It's his second in the playoffs. Well, we got a sheet now, and we can tell you what happened in the first period. Lemieux had 6 shots in that first period for the 4 goals that he had. Bob Airy had 4 shots. The Penguins outshot the Flyers 18-9 in the first period. Penguins went 2 for 3 in the power play, and the Flyers now are 1 for 3. The Flyers and the Penguins in, go behind the net. They center it out now. Dave Poulin has it. Poulin over to the left point for Jay Wells. Shoots one on. That's stopped in front. And Barrasso covers in front. Is right in on top of him is Derek Smith of the Flyers. And the Flyers trying to make something out of it and get back into this game. A lot of time to go, and it's 6-2 the score.
And the Penguins, as we've seen, and as the way it has gone in the playoffs for the Pens and for other teams, it seems like when they have the advantage or the momentum or seem to have an edge, that's exactly when they tend to relax and give the other team an opportunity to get back into it. The couple of times the Penguins have had leads in the series, particularly going back to the Rangers series, for instance, when they took the big lead in Game 2 of that series, they had to kind of hold off the Rangers. They won the game, but sometimes you do tend to relax when you have a big lead, and it changes the way the game is played a little bit. The Penguins have to somehow find a way to maintain the intensity, despite the fact that they have a 4-goal lead.
And the reason they have to is because they have to play Game 6 in Philadelphia on Thursday night, and they got to tune it up, especially in the third period, to keep the pressure on the Flyers, hoping that they don't get back into the game, but keep it on them and score as many times as they can, because they've got to keep the pressure on, making the Flyers think about that 6th game. Here's Mark Howe now going to the Penguin line. Drop pass for Sutter. Stolen away by Lemieux. Lemieux left side coming to the Flyers in. Drop pass to Robbie Brown. Put it in front of Bob Erie, and he can't get it by. Ron Hextall and Bobby Erie went into the boards very heavily. Back on the attack of the Flyers, and they swing it down the new board. Around to the right wing side, Penguins in. Coffey putting Ron Sutter against the wood. Brian Dobbin went in, up the puck for Sutter in front. Got a man there. Prop his shot. Blocked in front by the Penguins, Barrasso. And cleared ahead back to center circle. Shell Samuelson of Philadelphia winds it right back in behind the Penguin net. It hit the meshing. Barrasso knocks it free. And Jim Johnson, Penguin blue liner, paired out here with Coffey. Lead pass to center. Lemieux looks for the puck. He's up in it by Mark Howe, sends him flying. And Shell Samuelson grabs the biscuit.
More kneeing action, I think.
Samuelson pulled down by Kevin Stevens. Now here's Coffey of the Flyers in, right down the slot. Over to the left man is Stevens. He shoots and scores. Kevin Stevens overpowers Ronnie Hextall, and the Penguins now lead 7-2. Oh, look out, Loretta. Coffey and Stevens teaming up. And Coffey was untouched going down the slot.
And you can thank Mario Lemieux, too. He'll get another point with a beautiful little drop pass. After being tripped by Mark Howe at the blue line, Howe stuck out his knee and sent Lemieux flying. And Lemieux got up kind of slowly, looked at Howe, and then got up. He saw that the puck was still loose. He just dished a perfect pass off to Coffey, who came flying towards Hextall and just dropped it off to Stevens, who put it off the pad of Hextall, and it jumped up into the net to make it 7-2. So the Penguins answer the goal by the Flyers, come right back with another one, and a 2-on-0 to make it 7-2. And the Flyers, you know, are going to open it up. They're trying to get goals, and they're going to leave their own end extremely vulnerable.
Stevens was his third in the playoffs. The Penguins now lead 7-2 early in the second period. Danny Quinn back now to his own blue line. So all the goals tonight have been scored against Hextall. Reagan came out, and Hextall has now been slapped with 7 here in this game so far. Quinn to Cunneyworth in the slot, shooting. Hextall the save. The rebound comes out to Al Secord, and Secord played ahead back to center. We knew Lemieux had a big game in him somewhere, and tonight appears to be that night against the Flyers. He has 4 goals and an assist. In case you're wondering what the National Hockey League record is on points in one playoff game, it was set just last year. Here's Cunneyworth down the right wing, coming to the Flyers in, breaks in towards the net, a backhand shot. He was tripped as he went in, and he's pulled down. Shot went wide. Around to the left point of the Flyers in. It bounces free now, and the Flyers' Jeff Chikrin working ahead back inside the Penguin zone. And Dave Hannon able to get the puck. Hannon left wing pass to Cunneyworth. 17-13 to go in the second period. Penguins 7, the Flyers 2. And from behind the Philadelphia net, Jay Wells takes it from Hextall. Out on the right wing, Philadelphia's Brian Dobbin. Shoot it to the Penguin cage. And Barrasso stick that aside. Prop has it. He'll flip it towards the net area. It's off a stick and up into the seats. That record for the most points in one playoff game is 8. Patrick Sundstrom of New Jersey set it last year on the 22nd of April. 8 points. The record for the most goals scored in one game. Here's a lead pass to Hannon behind the Flyer defense, but it goes all the way through to Hextall, and he moves it to center. 3 men have scored 5 goals in an NHL playoff game. Here's Prop in the Penguin zone. Got around a man coming for the net. Puck rolled off his stick. It comes free now, and Dobbin shoots it wide. Dobbin, who was a pretty good goal scorer in the American Hockey League. 43 goals, I think, down in the AHL this year. And was one of the leading scorers in the playoffs, too, for the Hershey Bears before being called up with Talkadout. Rod Busquets coming up on the play to center. Off to Hannon. He lets it deflect off the stick into the Flyers net area, and Hextall again moves it ahead here. The Flyers now trying to get back on the play to the Penguins in. 7-2 hockey game. The Penguins lead. 30 in the second to Ron Sutter. He pulls the trigger, and that'll miss. And off the boards and all the way back down again into Philadelphia territory. An icing call coming up against the Penguins. And that is the call. The 3 players that have scored 5 goals in a playoff game are Maurice Richard, Daryl Sittler of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Richard of the Canadiens, and Reggie Leach of the Philadelphia Flyers scored 5 in a playoff game. The all-time NHL record for the most goals in one game. What do you think that is? I know you know that, Paul. 6. Red Berenson scored 6 in the game against Philadelphia Flyers. They've been involved in some things, haven't they? The Flyers.
The Red Baron. I remember the morning paper that day after he had scored 6.
Well, I think one came out all over the country.
No, I do. I remember reading the article.
Oh, that's what
it was a big
about.
deal.
Yeah, a lot of places do morning papers.
It was probably the biggest article they had that day in the paper.
Here's
First time hockey ever got that much space.
Bork to the left side over to Steve Dykstra. We'll see some ice time now. Up ahead back into the Flyers zone, and Pelle Eklund leave it through to center ice, and the Flyers have it. And Karkner now. Feed it right back in behind the Penguin net. Barrasso tried to get it out, could not. Right point, Chychrun shoots it, deflected. Never got to Barrasso, and it comes off the far wing. Cullen leaves the puck for Steve Dykstra. Just gets to center it as he gains that red line, and he'll fire it in. Hextall comes out to play the puck. The Flyers down by 5 here in the second period. And Pelle Eklund weaves his way through traffic, going to the Penguins end, and offside are the Flyers as Coffey met him at the blue line. Well, we'll get a face-off coming up here at center ice. You can read them.
You go ahead.
Mario Lemieux with 4 goals ties an NHL playoff record with a goal scored in 1 period. Tim Kerr had 4 against the Rangers. We told you that, 1985, April 13th. Penguins 6 goals in the first period ties the Flyers club record for the most goals against in a playoff game. And the NHL record for the playoffs fastest goal from the start of a period other than the first 6 seconds. It's a new record. The previous record was 9 seconds. 9 times it was set prior to that.
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
Yep. And here we are back to action again. And the
What are
Flyers
the odds of that?
from the start of a period, not the start of the game. Why would they? What's the start of a game? It must be under 6 seconds. What a ridiculous thing to write down, really. I mean, that's fastest goal from the start of a period. Now, in parentheses, they write other than first period, 6 seconds. Previous record was 9 seconds, 9 times. That means that there must be another record for the first period. Okay.
One of those nights. Night of records.
From the Penguins in. Wonder what the record is for the trolley going through South Station.
We got every record ever recorded here. We couldn't get the end of the first. Couldn't get the sheet at the end of the first period.
No, couldn't get that at all. Had no way of obtaining that. Here's Samuelson in the Flyers zone, looking to get it ahead to Derek Smith. He does, but he gave it to Rod Buskus. And over to Zarley Zalapsky now, and the Penguin defenseman out to center. Check from behind. Dave Poulin. Poulin moves into the Penguins end. That's an NHL record for him, going down the right wing across the blue line 6 times in 1 period. Down the near side to Wells. Wells will shoot it in behind the net, and Poulin goes after it. Now a scramble behind the Penguin goal, and the Flyers down 7-2. Keep right on working. There's Mellanby. Mellanby right side, got a man right there. A shot by Gord Murphy and stopped by Barrasso. And Barrasso stopping Gord Murphy from 10 feet away, and now the tempers heat up as Randy Cunnyworth gets involved with Scott Mellanby and Derek Smith also there.
It would be my guess, Mike, that if this game remains lopsided through the third period, you'll see the frustration start to really show on the Flyers, and that's when they will start to some of their tricks.
Well,
it happens anyway in games, even at any time when you get way behind. Teams tend to get frustrated, but I think the Flyers, if they can't win the game late in the game, might find other ways to gain some respect or at least some satisfaction out of it.
Especially with the fact they're going home on Thursday and they're behind in this game. And I want to send a little message going back the other way. They're going to our building now. 13:52 to go.
But amazingly, the Flyers' record in the playoffs at home is only 13-11. They did not play that well at the Spectrum. About a .500 record virtually, and the Penguins certainly showed they're capable of beating them in that building, and they did not really play as well as they can play in Game 4. I would think that they'd come back next game and be a little bit more prepared for the Flyers than they were in the fourth game.
That's not lifetime, is it? 13-11? 24 games lifetime? That's all they've played in this
Maybe it's their last...
they got to play more than that. They've been in the playoffs 20 or 22 years, so...
That's true.
Yeah, it's got to be more than that. And out to center, it will come to Hannon. Right wing pass to Cullen. And Cullen moves in. Cullen shoots it away, back in behind the Flyer goal, and Hextall can't get it off. Gord Murphy around the right wing. It'll be Mike Bullard of Philadelphia handling the biscuit. He'll go to Jay Wells with 13:25 to go in the second period. Murphy now to the right side, put it in front. Proper deflection, and Barrasso stops that. Rebound, and he knocks that away with his right hand. Bullard shoots it back towards the goal, blocked by Cullen. Flyers are trapped a bit. Penguins have a 4-man rush coming back. Right side, Callender. He'll break in deep. Drop pass now going to Cullen. Cullen down deep, centers it. It went off the side of the net. John will get it back. He leaves it now for Callender with a nice move as he took a hit from Ron Sutter. Cullen again with that biscuit. Cullen in front. Got Coffey there. His shot. Hextall robs him on the short side. Coffey looked up. Coff's hands feeling pretty good tonight. He's firing the puck. And he let it go. And Hextall getting back, anticipating very well, made the save on Paul Coffey on the short side. Trying to go up high on his shoulder. Put it over his left shoulder, but he couldn't get it up enough. The goals tonight, Mario Lemieux with 4 for the Penguins. If you joined us late, Barrasso moments before that, stopping Mike Bullard on a backhand attempt after stopping a man in front. Bob Airy and Troy Loney, the other goal getters, along with Kevin Stevens for the Penguins. And Pelle Ekman has scored for Philadelphia. And Mike Bullard. Yeah, you got 4, Mario. Why not tie the record? You got a lot of time to work with it. Lemieux and Acton. Right wing circle of the Philadelphia end. I don't see Acton quite talking as much tonight as he did in Philadelphia. And the puck, here's Lemieux walking right to the net, put it in front, stop, rebound, he gets it back and he put it off Hextall. Shot again, save made. Rebound, here he can't put it in. Brown tries, he can't do it. Now Lemieux tied up by Samuelson, the play is whistled down. Oh, the Penguins throwing everything and the kitchen sink at Ronnie Hextall. Now scramble around the Flyers net. Penguins really trying to add to their lead. Lemieux shot it off goaltender Hextall, came free. Lasky had a crack at it. Bob Airy had a chance. Robbie Brown also trying to get his stick in there. Nobody could get a handle on it. Samuelson holding Lemieux's stick. And Philadelphia's Mark Howe now with command of the puck. Lemieux's got it from him again. Look across. Bob Airy on the right side of Robbie Brown. It's going to be an offside call against the Pens. Bob Airy thought the puck was inside the line still when it was poke check. But Ronnie Finn, the linesman, the veteran, saw the play and called the offside maneuver against the Penguins, and they'll face it off outside of the Flyer line.
Mario's having one of those nights where everything he's trying is working. You know, when pucks are in the air and they're coming by, he's been able to knock them down out of midair. It just seems like that magic wand is just working perfectly for him tonight.
Flyers now after this face-off shoot it away deep into the Penguins' end. Shots in the period, the Flyers with 6, and the Penguins have had 7. And they have a 7-2 lead, the Penguins do, here in the second period. They joined us late. Lemieux had the first 3 goals for the Penguins in the game. Dave Poole in Penguin zone. Shoots one, the Dean blocked that. It'll come out to the near boards. Derek Smith working. And Smith around their side. Going to Poole, back to Derek Smith, and he shoots one on from 25. And Barrasso stops that. Boy, if Derek Smith was a natural goal scorer, unbelievable. Here is Lemieux, cutting back into the Flyers' end, circling, going to the right side, and he is just putting on the Ritz now. Over the near corner to Zardy Zalapski in deep. Lemieux cuts back for the goal. Zalapski tried to go to him, he can't connect. And Samuelson now handles the puck. And Shell Samuelson out for the Flyers to center ice. Samuelson with a long slap shot. Barrasso stopped that. I was talking about Derek Smith with the tenacity that he has in his work rate. If he was a natural goal scorer, boy, he would be something to behold, because he is a really talented player in that department. Is the way he works and checks and gets in to make things happen. But everybody's gifted in some way, aren't they? Great natural goal scorers, great checkers, great other things in professional sports, all the way down the line. Everybody seems to have a little niche. Loney and the Flyers in, put it back to the net. And Hextall directs that away from the cage. Caulfield goes in. Caulfield won't win the Lady Byng Trophy, for example. And it comes to center, and it will come to Hannon. Hannon back it away to the Flyer line, but the Flyers capture it again. They're back into the Penguins' end. Drop pass. Prop now from center. Prop cuts in, and backhander, he scores. Brian Prop beats goaltender Barrasso, and the Flyers make it 7-3 with 10:53 to go here in the second period. Yeah, the thing about this with the Penguins leading 7-2 and the Prop goal now 9:07, there's just so much time left in the game, and you really don't feel that comfortable. And Prop gets the goal to be his 10th of the playoffs. And set up nicely by Ron Sutter, and a good backhand shot. Boy, Prop continues to tear the opposition apart in the playoffs. Brian Prop looked it over and made a nice little nifty backhand move. Chikrin and Prop on the assist at 9:07. And we'll go to page 2 now for the goal. 10 already scored here in this one. 7-3 the score, the Penguins lead. And on the attack will be Keith Acton. Acton going to the Penguins line. Drop pass, look out. Here's Dobbin shooting. And Barrasso made that save. Secord centers it. And Zalapski cut it off in front of the net. Charlie Zalapski over to Dan Quinn. The Flyers get another one here. Now look out. Here's a quick shot by Dobbin, blocked in front. I was going to say, if the Flyers get one right there, boy, they're back in a hurry in this game with all half a hockey game to go in regulation time. Now Rod Busquets throw it up towards the Flyer net, and it cut off by Al Secord. Right wing pass to Brian Dobbin. He's into the Penguins' end. Up it high over the head of Tom Barrasso. It'll come to the near corner. Busquets shouldered by Al Secord. And the puck moved away back to center ice. In the neutral zone, Kevin Stevens to Lemieux, right wing. Mario and the Flyers in. A 7-3 Penguin lead. Lemieux cuts away from Poulin. Now try to go to Pennyworth. It went beyond his reach, and they'll come out of the zone. Pennyworth whacking Jay Wells as they put the stick into one another. Now Wells hits Pennyworth from behind. At center, Lemieux looks for the puck again. He can't get it. He gets it back now from Murphy. Trying to go to Bob Erie, and he walked in. The pass was blocked. Lemieux after that puck on every occasion right now. And it is following Mario. Out to center to Derek Smith. Smith now comes down, tried to shoot with the knee. Stop that. Penguins counterattack, and look out. Here's Lemieux with it one more time. Lead pass to Brown behind the defense. Brown cuts in on goal, makes a move. He shoots and scores. Robbie Brown makes it 8-3. Lemieux set him up. Wow, hallelujah, Hollywood. Robbie Brown.
Mario Lemieux is making passes tonight that just defy description. He is just having one of those nights when everything is working absolutely perfectly for him. He just put a pass on Robbie Brown's stick in full stride to the blue line. He laid it right where it had to be without him being offside. He walked in behind everybody and drilled it between the pads of Ronnie Hextall. What a play by Mario Lemieux and Rob Brown. The Penguins are pulling out their run and gun tonight. It's 8-3.
Brown gets number 4. Lemieux with a pretty pass picks up his 6th point of the night. 4 goals and 2 assists for Mario Lemieux. And the Penguins now lead 8-3. At center, Mike Bullard of Philadelphia. And there's really not too much the Flyers can do about it. Lemieux is just on the money here in this game. Everything he's touching is turning to goal.
It's funny, but coming into this game, Prop, Poulin, and Kerr had accounted for 12 of the 14 goals scored by the Flyers. Only Keith Acton and Terry Karkner had scored, other than those guys. And the Penguins were getting their goals from pretty much the same people, too. Robbie Brown and Bob Erie coming up with a couple of goals here tonight. Penguins needed them to get back on the board.
And Gordon Dean looking for Paul Coffey. Coffey's outlet pass to center down the left wing comes to Jock Callender. Callender moves into the Flyers' end. He tried to get around Gord Murphy. And the young rookie defenseman able to take it away on the left wing pass to Pelle Eklund. Eklund moves up, Penguins it back to Murphy, cutting for the net, his backhand shot, and he just missed to the left shoulder of Tom Barrasso. Callender couldn't get it out, and Pelle Eklund holds it in. Eklund of Philadelphia, over to Murphy, intercepted by John Cullen. Callender's pass right side to Coffey, and here he goes. Coffey to the Flyers in, moves across the ice, trying to center it and shoot it towards the net. He's decked from behind by Gord Murphy, and flattened, and the Flyers have it. On the right wing, Acton going to the Penguins in. Acton left side of Pelle Eklund, going to crank up a slap shot. Missed the net. Barrasso does not have a stick, and it comes all the way off the boards. Right back to center. Kerr has a look now at Jock Callender, and I think Kerr whacked Callender with his stick. Or Wells, one of the two. Callender is hurt. Wells just two-handed him, I believe. Wells of the Flyers picks up a slashing call at 11:53. Montreal has tied the game at Boston. Chris Chelios with his first in the playoffs at 4:13 of the second period to tie the game at 1. Here the Penguins get another power play chance. They are 2 for 3 on the night. Lemieux, Brown, and Quinn out here up front with Coffey and Zalapski as the point men. Penguins bank it into the Flyers in. They'll come around the near side. Quinn was upended by Brian Propp, and a lead pass to Poulin. Flyers have 2 shorthanded goals in this series. Coffey knocked it aside. It comes to Brown behind the defense. Brown fires in, looks for Lemieux, cutting for the net. And Howe got a piece of that pass. Now Lemieux giving the puck back to Robbie Brown. Lemieux gets it again. Mario along the near side. Overpowers Mark Howe. Going to Quinn. Quinn looks back for Lemieux. Will he go to him? Quinn's knocked down. Lemieux gets the puck, but Propp took it away. And Brian Propp now out to Poulin. Dave Poulin, 1-on-2 to the Penguins. Good drop pass to Howe on the right wing. Howe comes in. He had a man in front. And his stick was too well covered by Zalapski. Back comes Lemieux, 2-on-1. Lemieux left side. Brown cuts for the net. Lemieux moves in. Lemieux looks, goes in front to Brown. He shoots and scores. Oh, what a play again by Lemieux. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Robbie Brown. Another power play goal, and Lemieux has 7 points on the night.
And they're chasing Robbie Brown around the ice right now because he celebrated the goal. I guess he's not allowed to do that. Now Hextall comes out, takes a shot at Coffey. And the Flyers are really showing the frustration now. They don't like how Brown celebrated the goal. It's now 9-3. And Mario Lemieux has another assist. He hung onto the puck for an eternity. Shel Samuelson didn't know what to do. He stayed right in the middle. He let Hextall take the shooter, and he didn't break up the pass to Robbie Brown. Samuelson really did not play that very well. But then again, he was trying to stop Mario Lemieux, who's just doing everything exactly the way he wants to do it tonight. Brown shot that puck to the far side of the net, too. And Hextall came after Robbie Brown. He's not allowed to celebrate the goal, I guess.
Well, let's see if Hextall gets a penalty for this. Reagan's going to come in and replace Hextall. Yeah, he is going to get a penalty.
10-minute misconduct.
Yeah. Hextall gets a 10-minute misconduct penalty. And I think they want to probably get into the locker room to cool down. We'll see if that happens. Now Hextall's gotten the misconduct penalty. He'll go to the bench. Ken Reagan has to replace him again. Second time in the game, Reagan has come in.
Well, Robbie Brown.
Now, is that with a misconduct penalty? Is he allowed to go to the bench? I don't know if he is or not. I think he has to go to the penalty box and or the locker room. And I think that's what Sutter's being told now by Andy Van Hellemond. Poulin's going to go in, I guess, and serve the penalty. Is that what they could do?
Well, I don't know. I didn't see anybody consulting the rule book, but
well, that's a little unusual, it seemed to me. Unless he pleads that he's hurt or something. I haven't seen that. Of course, we've never seen that situation, really, I remember coming up in a long time. Usually the goaltender will go to the locker room to finish the period. Reagan's in the net again. 9-3 Pittsburgh, 6:48 to go here in period number 2. And Mario Lemieux with a 7-point night so far. 1 point shy of tying the NHL record for the most points in one playoff game. And that's 8. Here's Gordonine, had it checked aside by Mike Bullard. Up on the right wing. It will come to Brian Dobbin. Going to the Penguin zone. Drop pass to Bullard. Bullard turned around by Bob Airy. And here are the Penguins right back on the attack. Hannon going to the Flyers line. Left side to Bob Airy. Shoots one. That'll be deflected. The Penguins with 3 power play goals tonight against the Philadelphia Flyers. They led 3-0 in the first 6:55 of the opening period. And ripped again back into the Penguins in by Philadelphia. Terry Karkner has it. He overskates. Now gets it back. Karkner left side to Brian Dobbin. Wristing one. And he can't find the net. Why is the net so much smaller in the NHL than it is the AHL? Dobbin's having trouble finding the net. Played so well down there, and a bouncing puck going right down to the Flyer goal. Stopped by Reagan. Lead pass to Tim Kerr. Kerr coming in and knocked down by Zalewski, who puts him into the corner. Kerr again after the puck. Flyers put it in front. Here's Eklund right there. A backhand shot. Did he stop it? Yes, he did. Barrasso stopped him right in front. Barrasso stopping Pelle Eklund from 10 feet away.
Mike, the Penguins played the whole season, battling every night to get into the playoffs. On the last night of the regular season, they were able to beat the Flyers with an empty net goal to gain home ice advantage in the playoffs. And don't you think it hasn't made a difference here tonight? The Penguins have the home ice for a 2 of 3 series, basically. It's a best of 3 now. And with a 9-3 lead, that's going to make them feel very good about the fact that if they win this game, they have to just win one of the next 2 to win the series. And they get to come back home for the 7th game, if there is one.
And Zalewski of Pittsburgh settles it in behind his own net. He'll give the puck out to John Cullen. Cullen shoots it ahead back to the Flyer line. I wish this was 5:28 to go in the third period.
Yeah, me too.
9-3, I really do. And here's Acton now coming to center, cruising down the right wing, going to Derek Smith. Drop pass to Mellenby. Mellenby pulls up right wing board, looks for a trailer. He'll go out now to Gordon Murphy, and Murphy wristing one, stopped by Barrasso's glove hand. And now Buskus and Derek Smith get involved. Boy, that's Smith. I hate to keep emphasizing him, but I'm telling you, man, he comes to play every night. And he sticks his nose in there, and he sticks it in clean, and he's big and strong, and he's got a lot of respect from other players, too. You don't see him taking shots at him. They just have a respect for him, and I really appreciate that, and I think the players on the Penguins do, too. Derek Smith. Flyers have Gordy Murphy and Jay Wells paired defensively now. They go to Murphy on the right side, and he shoots one. That's off Barrasso's stick. Murphy was a 9th-round draft choice of this Flyer team back in 1985. You don't see many late rounders make it. Davey Hannon's one for the Penguins. He's a 10th round draft choice. Slipped back into the Flyer zone by Pittsburgh, and now around by Jay Wells. Less than 5 to go in the period. Shell Samuelson, Flyer defenseman. He'll wrist it up into the left wing corner of the Penguin zone. Barrasso waited to the corner, but Borg gets it. He'll center, went right by Lemieux to Samuelson. He'll shoot one, and that missed the target again. Near side, Brown looks for Bob Airy. Lemieux had 4 goals in the first period, 3 assists here in the second. Lemieux with it again. Drop pass. Can't find anybody. Thought Robbie Brown might be there looking for the puck, and he wasn't. Coffey takes over. And Coffey throw it down the near boards. Mark Howe intercepts. King lost the puck, and here's Brown right back into the Flyers in with Lemieux and Stevens. And they both overskate, Brown and Stevens, and the Flyers counterattack the other way. Prop guns his way to the Penguins end. Left side to Ron Sutter. Wrist one right on, and Barrasso going to handle that neatly and pull it in. Karkner's pass hopped off a leg, and it comes right to Dan Quinn. Quinn joined now by Callender and Kevin Stevens. Callender's going to come off, and Cunnyworth on as the Penguins drop it into the Flyers zone. Ken Reggett, who replaced Ron Hextall after the Penguins scored their 9th goal. Reggett has played twice in this game, played the final 2:16 of the first period. Now Secord cruises into the Penguins end. He is offside. Reggett coming down to replace Hextall at 12:55, and he hasn't given up a goal yet. Sure we're not at home if the finals are here on the 27th?
Guess what? They do have a conflict. The finals are going to be here. They're going to have to do something.
Yeah, at center ice, Jay Wells with the biscuit on the right side. The Muppets are going to be in trouble. Here's Murphy shooting on the Penguin net. Gonzo won't be happy about that. And along the right wing boards of the Penguins in, right away outside the line and back to center.
Maybe the Muppets can all come out and see a hockey game.
Greg Berube, now a fight breaks out. Dobbins going after John Cullen. They're whacking one another. Dobbins has Cullen in trouble. Oh, he comes with a right and smashes Cullen, and now Cullen comes back and hits him.
Cullen's a haymaker thrower. He gets into those kind of fights where he just starts throwing haymakers. Sometimes they hit, sometimes he gets hit, but he comes to fight every time he drops them, I'll tell you that. It's no grabbing and holding on for John Cullen. He got hit in the face, but he's all right.
Brian Dobbin of the Flyers and John Cullen of Pittsburgh. Both will go to the locker room early with 2:57 left. Dobbin got a pretty good right in on him late in the battle. Kept hitting that helmet. I wonder why you would fight with that. A good right by Dobbin, and then he lost his balance and went down. With those helmets on, you know how many fingers he could break doing that? Oh. Ken Reggett, the goaltender for the Flyers, replacing Hextall in the second period. If he joined us late after the Penguins scored their 9th goal, Hextall started chasing Robbie Brown around out of the net, and he received a misconduct penalty.
After the game, Mike, I'm going to hold a press conference and do my Bob Barry imitation. This voice I've got. Remember him?
Wait a minute. Well, we're going to get a match penalty for attempt to injure here to Dobbin. Dobbin gets 5 for fighting and a 5-minute match penalty. The only, I'm trying to guess. He might have tried to kick him with a skate. And that might have been what he saw after they went down. He might have tried to kick him. I didn't see anything that would give me the intent that he had done anything with a stick, unless he did it with a stick prior to that. But a match penalty issued to Brian Dobbin, which is pretty severe. I'm looking to see if he's trying to kick him with that skate. And if that's the case, that might be in the call. He's kicking with that skate. He's kicking into his face with that skate. And if he is doing that, boy, that's a very dangerous situation. Yeah, you can end a life doing that. And I think that's what the call is. I'm just guessing. Penguins go to the power play, a major penalty. And here they go with 2:57 to go in the period. A match penalty issued to Brian Dobbin, who was involved in the fight with John Cullen. And on the move is Paul Coffey. Coffey to the left side. Rapid to the Flyers in. It almost bounced in by Reagan on a weird bounce off the board. Went wide of the cage. Lemieux right point. Zalapsky left side to Coffey. Moves right in. Coffey in front. Looks for Lemieux. They're trying to set up Mario right now. Lemieux with 7 points in the game so far. Mario, he can do it himself. The way it's going for him to Brown behind the net. Robbie looks out to Mario Lemieux. Flyers in a box defense. Left side to Coffey. Head down. Slap shot coming up. Missed the net. Off the boards it'll come to Dan Quinn. 2:18 to go in the period. Penguins over the power play the rest of the way. In front to Brown. Who's he trying to lay it to? Nobody there. And the Flyers steal. Brian Propp after Ron Sutter. 9-3 Pittsburgh. Left wing pass. Going to Propp again. He's taken out of the action by Zardy Zalapski. And here are the Penguins moving up. Quinn looks for Lemieux. He'll take the pass into the Flyers in. He dropped it back. Ron Sutter. Nice play there by Sutter. Slip it all the way back into Penguin real estate with 1:55 to go in the period. Zalapski from behind his own net. Finds Coffey after turned it over in a hurry, and he does. That's to the Flyers net area. Reagan's going to come up with it. A former Maple Leaf. Got it at the center, and that hit somebody, I think, in the Penguin bench. And we're going to get stoppage in play. Too many men on the ice.
Yep.
Penguins get caught for too many men on the ice. Rob Brown serves that one.
Ruby just went across and sat down. I don't think they'd ever put anybody in the box, Mike.
And from center ice, here's Kevin Stevens. Stevens going up to Lemieux, are at equal strength right now. 4-on-4. Lemieux turning it ahead of the Flyers' right wing corner. Stevens took a good check from Terry Cochran. Lemieux goes in to take the puck. He tried to center. Taken away. Cochran hooked him, slowed him down, but here come the Flyers now. 3-on-2 to the Penguins in. A drop pass going and shot right on by Mike Bullard will miss. Lemieux takes it. Ahead now for Kevin Stevens, but he has 3 Flyers to beat. 1:08 to go in the period. He'll look back trying to find somebody. Bounce it away to the left of Reagan, and Reagan comes out. Watching Jeff Chikrin take the puck with 1 minute to go in the period. And on the move of the Flyers, Keith Acton. Acton storms his way to the Penguins end. Met there by Dave Hannon. He'll slide it ahead back to center. In 50 seconds, the period will be over. The Penguins lead 9-3. Going right back into the Penguins end of the Flyers, and Hannon pokes that free. At center ice, Mike Bullard. Flyer center iceman to Mark Howe. Into Pittsburgh real estate to Pelle Eklund. He can skate, shoots it. It went off the stick of Jim Johnson. And the Penguins corral it, and on the move is Dave Hannon. Right wing pass, too far for Bob Airy. 25 to go in the period. Philadelphia takes command of it. 38 to go in the Brown penalty. The penalties all carry over to the third. Propp leads the play into the Penguins end at Mark Howe. Howe turns around to the near corner. Belted from behind by Dave Hannon. Penguin forward. Now Propp in behind the Penguin net takes a pass. Zalapski ties him up. Out to Lemieux with 5 seconds to go. Lemieux's going to come up. He realizes how much time is left, but he shoots it way wide of the net. And the period ends. Well, the Penguins, who led 6-1 at the end of one, now have added another 3. And at the end of 2 periods, the scoreboard reads the Pittsburgh Penguins 9, the Philadelphia Flyers 3 in Game 5 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Well, I don't think players will ever forget what he did to Kent Nielsen in the playoffs a couple of years ago when he came out and chopped him across the back of the legs. And he's prone to do that at any time. He likes to throw that lumber around. Robbie Brown, I think, thought he was going to do it to him.
And we go back to play in the third period. In 9 seconds, the Penguins will get a power play. Robbie Brown will come out. And here is Mark Howe to the Penguins in. A wrist shot stopped by Barrasso. Here are the Penguins back now. They'll start a power play. Lemieux left side. Lemieux going to the Flyers in. Puts the brakes on. Looks for trailers. Got him in Coffey. Walks right in. He tried to pass it over to Quinn. The Penguins are trapped. Here are the Flyers. And a one-man break for Sutter. Lemieux chases him. Runs Sutter to the Penguins in. Comes in and he can't get the shot of Lemieux. Stopped him on a breakaway as he got his stick underneath it and knocked it aside before he could shoot it. Lemieux dead tired comes off, and so is Sutter. Boy, Lemieux with a great effort there. He got a 9-3 hockey game. No way Lemieux had to do that unless he was so intent. That's the kind of game he's played tonight. Derek Smith, Penguins in a shot, goes by Barrasso. And a shorthanded goal by the Flyers, and they make it 9-4. Barrasso was leaning out of the net, and the puck went off something and went right back by him. And Derek Smith gets the goal to make it 9-4. So the Flyers connect 48 seconds into the period.
Puck got by Danny Quinn at the blue line. And then Coffey came back, and the shot hit Coffey's stick. And just kind of rolled. You could read the label on it as it went right past Tom Barrasso. He could see it, but there was nothing he could do. He couldn't reach it. It just slid across the goal line right into an open net with Barrasso down.
Derek Smith gets his first goal of the playoffs. He's worked harder than that. Hockner and Howe, a shorthanded goal, and the Flyers get their third against the Penguins now. in this series. And it makes it a 9-4 game. Penguins on this major power play on the match penalty to Brian Dobbin, issued in the second period. Automatically means a withdrawal from the game. He's been ejected on the match penalty. Lemieux near side, Flyers in, looks in front, put it in front to Stevens, and he can't shoot it. That hit a stick, and I think it might have hit one of the Flyers. Yeah, it hit Reget's stick. It went up into the seats before Stevens could touch it.
Smart play by Reget there with Stevens standing right on the doorstep. Lemieux got down into that crouch a la Wayne Gretzky and really put on the afterburners to catch Ronnie Sutter a moment ago. He went to hack him and then didn't. He just pulled the stick out away from the puck and prevented him from getting a shot away. Great, tremendous show of speed by Lemieux on that play.
Yeah, Sutter was a good 10, 15 feet ahead of him when he burst back to try and catch him. With that long reach, that helps too. That brings a lot of speed into play. And right side of the Flyers hit, here is Jim Johnson. Working over to the right wing corner. Kevin Stevens of Pittsburgh going back to Jock Callender now. The right side, left point now to Coffey. Coffey of the pin sets up shop center point. Roll it to Lemieux in the corner. Lemieux goes behind the net. Laid on in front for Callender. Instead, Stevens got there, but he couldn't pull the trigger. And the puck is cleared by Philadelphia down the length of the ice. 12 seconds to go in the major penalty. Flyers, by the way, have their 5th shorthanded goal of the playoffs. Around the near wing into the Penguins, the Flyers in. Played away, it comes to Jim Johnson. Penalty is over. Shot at the post to the left of Kenny Reget. And here with the Flyers right back on. Berube, who was serving the penalty, goes down the left side. Keith Acton drop pass to Pelle Eklund. Eklund shoots one. That'll miss the target. On the boards, near side picked up by Acton. He went across rink with it. Karkner's in deep. He slams it in behind the Penguin goal. Berube and Eklund go for it. Right point, it comes to Chikrin's shot. And that's stopped by goaltender Barrasso. Now Berube gets a stick up into Jimmy Johnson, and Barrasso tries to step away from the parade. Oh, Berube comes out of there with a left hand with his gloves off and whacks Jimmy Johnson. He just took his gloves off and came out of nowhere and whacked Jimmy Johnson. Well, let's see what Van Helleman's going to issue here. He's got a tough chore here coming up, trying to keep this game under control. Berube of the Flyers and Jimmy Johnson of Pittsburgh each pick up 2 minutes for roughing. That's Berube with the initial shot, and then he got hit from behind by Kevin Stevens. Now watch Berube come with the gloves here. Bang. That's what you call a quick draw artist right there. Sneak attack. And they'll teach you, get your gloves off first. If you're going to initiate something, make sure you're the first one to get them off. Now Bullard at center ice, going to Eklund.
Berube usually is the first one to get him off.
And Mario Lemieux takes it away. Lemieux bank it away inside the Flyer line. And Shel Samuelson takes command of it. 9-4, the Penguins lead. It'll be interesting here in the third period. The Flyers trying to get back into it. They'll be pressing the attack to Mark Howe, a slap shot, and that's stopped by Barrasso. But the Flyers right now are playing for is game 6 in Philadelphia with the outside hope that they can overtake the Penguins in this one. But they want to establish a period of hockey going to that 6th game that will tell the Penguins, hey, it's going to be played a lot different than it was the first 2 here. Face off to the right of Tom Barrasso. Flyers win. Left side, here's Howe shooting one. Screen shot. Went over the glove hand of Barrasso, hit the glass, and Bob Airy now moves it back to center ice. And Shel Samuelson feeds it right back in behind the Penguin net. Forward and into the Penguins chases. He'll go around the near boards. And an outlet pass deep into the Flyers in. The Penguins go for it, so do the Flyers. And an icing call here against Pittsburgh. Flyers won game 4 in their own building 4-1. Penguins with a 5-goal lead here. And from the face-off, Bullard put a shot on. That's denied by Barrasso, and the Penguins clear. Again back to Philadelphia territory. And Bullard back to Corrales. And Bullard steps up to center. A long slap shot, that'll miss. And off the boards through to the center ice area. Shel Samuelson takes the puck. Samuelson to Ron Sutter, and he winds it back in behind the Pittsburgh net. It comes around at the far wing. Lemieux looked for it. He couldn't get to it. Flyers on their knees now, and Brian Propp can't hold on to it. Brown went in. Sutter's all over him. Sutter keeps working just like he did at the start of the game in the whole series. Flyers get it back, center point to Samuelson. Wrist one. That's off Bob Airy's leg, and it comes right back down to the Flyers into the rink. Mark Howe with possession. Got around Robbie Brown. He'll come up now to the Penguin stripe. Gave it away to Dan Quinn. Quinn's pass, and he couldn't get it to anyone. He gets it right back, and he comes to the Flyers zone. The Penguins are offside, going to Flyers territory. 15 minutes and 39 seconds left here. And this, the third period of play, out of town. Montreal leads Boston 2-1 now in the third period at Montreal.
It's been a tough night for Shel Samuelson. He's been on the ice for 6 of the goals against. Some of them have been power play goals, but still, the one goal where he really just looked like he didn't know what he was doing out there was on Robbie Brown's goal in the 2-on-1 with Lemieux. Just couldn't break up the centering pass.
And Pelliacquen of Philadelphia now winds it back into the Penguins in to come off the left wing corner. Barrasso, Penguin goaltender, gives the puck to Randy Cunneyworth. Couldn't hit on the pass to Stevens at center. Right back into the Penguins in, the puck goes. Tim Kerr looked for it. The puck seems to be hard to get a handle on right now. Coffey will do it. And Coffey goes back in behind the goal. Play it to Dan Quinn. Quinn working center ice here with Stevens and Cunneyworth. The Penguin line sent out by coach Gino Briacco. Philadelphia stops that attack in the center ice. We have under 15 minutes to go in the third period. The Flyers again just spin it back in behind the Penguin net area. And Coffey around the boards, couldn't get it out. Eklund has it for Philadelphia, goes rink wide on the near side. Flyers have the only goal here in this period. A shorthanded goal by Derek Smith. From inside the Flyer line, Philadelphia's Pelliacquen gives the biscuit left wing to Secord, a heavy slap shot that misfires. The shots are now actually 30-28 in favor of the Flyers. Wouldn't be a typical Penguin game, would it, if the Pens had the upper hand shots? And for the most part, Penguins lead 9-4. They outshot the Flyers 18-9 in that first period. And some of the Flyers really are playing for right now is Thursday night. And the crowd here at the arena saying we want 10. The Penguins lead 9-4. Up with the puck will be Brian Propp, and he scoots out of his own end. A four-man rush to center. Shoots it in off the boards. Barrasso stops that. The right point Chychrun lets sail with a slap shot. That'll miss. And Calendar trying to clear. Couldn't get it out. Now it does come free. And here's Cullen carrying the mail back into the Flyers in. Cullen put a shot on. Reagan made that save. He scrambles out of the net. Bounces off his body. And Chychrun now lays it up to center. And the Flyers come rambling back. Mike Bullard. And the Bullet now. Drop pass over to Brian Propp. Propp with a wrist shot blocked by Calendar. Penguins go the other way. Calendar just sneaks it back into the Flyers' left wing corner, and the Penguins go to a line change. At center ice, though, the Flyers have command of it. Mark Howe went to the Penguin zone. He had a poke checked off his stick. Dave Hannon takes a pass from Rod Buskus, and he bangs it right back into the Flyers into the rink. Shel Samuelson has played almost 7 minutes here in the third period, and the Penguins lead 9-4. Caulfield out. He's knocked off his skates by Samuelson. Right side Buskus shoots one to the net, and Samuelson stopped that. In the same motion, he passes to Mellanby. Lead pass to Poulin. Back to Mellanby. Cuts in his shot right at the chest of Barrasso. The rebound gathered in by Troy Loney of Pittsburgh in front, and all over him is Derek Smith. Another number 24 shot to the net. Barrasso stops it again. And the net has been taken off the moorings. Derek Smith would not be denied on that play as he just worked Troy Loney over like he was in his pocket. Calendar has the assignment against Acton, and the Penguins do come away with a face-off from their own end. Jim Johnson, the Penguin defenseman, looking for Bob Airy. Couldn't get it to him as the Flyers again retake possession. 12.5 to go in regulation time. 9-4 the Penguins lead here in the third. Acton trying to get in. A penalty coming up here. It's going to be against the Penguins. They're guilty of hauling down Keith Acton. Penguin defenseman Steve Dykstra draws the gate. 7:34 the time of the penalty. A hooking call. As he pulled down the Flyers' Keith Acton going in. Flyers on the power play. 1 for 3 on the night. Here's Mark Howe, left point. Left side play now the right point to Murphy over to Pelliacquen near wing. Pelliacquen to Philadelphia. Wheel and deal. Acton looks it over in the slot to Kerr. Shoots one. Blocked. Kerr goes after it. He can't get it. Bob Airy sneaks it ahead. Would it be fitting now if Lemieux could score a shorthanded goal here to tie an NHL record for the most goals scored in one game and an NHL record for the most points on a shorthanded tally? That'd be unbelievable. Here in the left wing side of the Penguins in. The Flyers move it in. Lemieux goes back to try and take the puck. Roy Dineen battling for possession. And poke free around to the near side. The Flyers come up with it. They put it right behind the net. Dineen is there. He shoots it ahead, and away it goes. Back down it goes to Flyers real estate, and Gord Murphy of Philadelphia. Murphy at center circle now with 1:07 to go in the penalty. Nice skating around Buskus, comes in. Trip knocked down by Loney, and play does continue. And worked around the boards, but a good play by Kerry Karkner of Philadelphia to handle the puck. He'll go center point now to Pelle Eklund. Eklund near side to Gord Murphy. Murphy, hold it, looking, 50 to go. On the penalty to Karkner, gave it away for a moment to Loney, but picked up now by Pelle Eklund. Eklund of Philadelphia, again to the right point to Murphy, shoots one, blocked in front by Zalapski, and the Penguins clear. All the way back into the Flyers zone, and Reagan comes out, he'll push it ahead. Terry Karkner drill it deep and long into the Penguin zone. Mellenby went forward, he goes behind the net. Challenged by Lemieux with 20 seconds left. Bellamy out of the corner. Passed it back behind the goal to Bullard. Now back to Ron Sutter. Sutter behind the cage, pulled down by Rod Buskus. Flyers now with 10 seconds to go to Karkner. A slap shot. Never got to the net. It hit something on the way in. And Bob Erie of Pittsburgh rips that one long into the Flyers zone. Take the heat out of a hot kitchen. Penguins have killed the penalty. Flyers are 1 for 4 in the power play. Jeff Chikrin snapping off to the Penguin zone, and playing the puck will be Jim Johnson. Ron Sutter got in to cut that off. Mellenby of Philadelphia leaving the puck. It comes in front. Karkner now laid in front, right there. Bullard can't ram it in. Bullard will try again. They jam it in around the net. Barrasso digging for it. Played away by the Penguins and out of the zone. And you can see what the Flyers are doing, and I'm telling you, they're playing for the first period on Thursday night right now. They're trying to get the tone set right now at the moment against the Penguins, and they've taken the play to the Pens here in the third. And shot away to the right wing corner of the Penguins in. You play it one period at a time sometime in the playoffs. And the Flyers realize that they'll be down 3-2 apparently in this one. Now Fred Kerr, shot, score! Tim Kerr makes it 9-5 with 9:39 to go in regulation time. Secord set up Kerr, and he ripped it home, and the Flyers get another goal, and they make it 9-5. And still a lot of time left in this game. Well, Kerr from a familiar spot, like the Statue of Liberty in that slot area. Give Secord credit for a good pass.
I think Kerr is just as dangerous out by the hash marks in the slot as he is from 3 feet in front of the net. He's got such a quick release, it doesn't seem to matter how far away he is in the slot as long as he's out there in the center of the ice, and he really lets it go in a hurry.
Kerr is 11th of the playoffs from Secord, and it comes at 10:21 to make it a 9-5 hockey game. And John Cullen tap it ahead. The shots, the Penguins had 28 coming in. They have only one shot in this period. The Flyers have 11. See what I'm talking about? Flyers are trying to send a message here, and now they're within reach of this hockey game still. With 9:18 to go, and the Penguins got to crank it up again. It's human nature to let down with a big lead, but this is the playoffs now, and this young team, the Penguins, have to pick it up again. And Jay Wells works it deep and long into the Penguin zone. Barrasso comes over. He'll play it around the boards. The Flyers have to go back and take the puck there in their own end. There'll be no icing on the play.
Penguins are in a shell too, Mike. They're just pretty much clearing it out of their end whenever they get the opportunity.
Gord Murphy finding Al Secord. Cut off by John Cullen, and they give Cullen a shot. Gord Murphy has to take over at the Flyer line to Jay Wells. 9-5 the score with 8:43 to go in regulation time. Puck flipping to the Penguins in, and Barrasso again goes to Robbie Brown. Instead it goes to Coffey. Coffey to the Flyer line. Trying to pick it up. He had a poke check by Poulin, and here comes Poulin racing back. Poulin of Philadelphia to the Penguins in. Down the left wing, Brown is after him, steps into him. Derek Smith looking for the puck also. To the left point it goes to Mark Howe. Howe a pass up in the air. Denied by Bob Erie. And Erie now with the puck. Looks for Coffey. Comes down, goes to him. Coffey left side. In the Flyers in. Coffey now trying to push it over. No man, it comes to Lemieux, a turning shot. That's stopped in front by Samuelson. And the Flyers counterattack going the other way. Samuelson moving up against Coffey. Samuelson cuts in deep. He put it in front. Look out, and it hit a body. It comes off to Gordon, back to Lemieux. 7:58 to go. Lemieux winds his way to the Flyers in. Left side pass to the knee. Cuts for the net. His shot. Oh, he stopped by Derek Smith, I think, who got the stick back before Reagan did. To block the shot by Gordon. Lemieux hit him with a perfect pass going in. Now again, forced back into Penguin real estate. And chasing back will be Troy Loney. Reagan may have gotten a piece of that, but I have a feeling Derek Smith got back just to get a stick on that attempted shot by Deneen. And Loney of the Penguins guns his way back into Flyers' ice. A long slap shot off target, going to the right side. Hannon laid it down the boards. The Flyers take it away. Up in the play, a pass to Mike Bullard. Dykstra to beat. Comes down the right wing. Moves in. A shot. And Barrasso reached out. Dykstra made Bullard pay the price as he rammed him hard against the boards. It'll be a roughing call, and Bullard is having trouble getting up. Dykstra took him heavily against the boards, and Dykstra's going to go off here.
When the Penguins take a penalty, it's like a foul, and then Tim Kerr goes to the foul line and puts him in, and that's practically the way it's been for Kerr here at the arena. He's just been unbelievably automatic at times on the power play for the Flyers here at the Civic Arena.
Penguins have set a new NHL playoff record for the most goals scored by both teams. Now 14. The previous record was 11 on 2 occasions. That seems kind of hard to believe. Gord Murphy from the faceoff puts it right on. And Barrasso smothers that in the stomach and holds it. Well, Philadelphia will be at home on Thursday night in Game 6 of this series. And Game 7, if it's needed, will be right back here at the Civic Arena on Saturday night. Seven minutes and 14 seconds left in regulation time. Kerr against Quinn, and the Penguins come up with it. Penguins paced tonight by Mario Lemieux with 7 points, 4 goals, and 3 assists. Here's Murphy on the right side. Gord Murphy going to Pelle Eklund. That's cut off. Got it back to Murphy, though. And ripped in behind the Penguin net. Prop centers for Eklund. A shot. He scores. It's 9-6. And don't look now, but the Flyers are getting right back into this hockey game. Pelle Eklund puts it over the right shoulder of Tom Barrasso. And it's a 9-6 game now with 6:58 to go in the third period. Well, this would be one of the all-time great comebacks of all time in any sport if this were to happen. Boy, Eklund just fired it up high. It's a power play goal. 13:02 the time. Time for the Pens to go to work, gentlemen, because the game is a-changing right now. Flyers have scored the last 3. Eklund gets the goal and his third of the playoffs. And here we go again. Derek Smith into the Penguins end. Lemieux blocked that. And the Flyers are going to be offside with 6:41 to go here in the third period. It is easy to let down, but again, as I mentioned to you, this is playoff time, and a lot of the Penguin players have not been in this situation. They've seen it in the regular season, but the Flyers are playing for Game 6 right now with an outside chance to try and take it away from the Penguins here tonight. And from the draw, Samuelson banks that puck back into the Penguins end. I'll tell you one thing, if they get within 2, you can bet your life Paul Holmgren, with the situation as it is, he'll pull his goaltender in an effort to try and get back into the game. You can just feel it. Here's Lemieux turning the puck out of his own end back to center. And Samuelson now flips it back inside the Penguin line. Coffey going to Gord Dineen. Dineen's lead pass too far for Lemieux. This will be an icing call against the Penguins, and it's all going the Flyers' way right now. The Flyers scoring early in this period on a shorthanded goal by Derek Smith made it 9-4. And Tim Kerr is 11th of the playoffs to take the lead in that department from Secord at 10:21. Eklund on a power play goal at 13:02. And with 6:10 to go in regulation time, the Penguins lead the Flyers 9-6 with the face-off in Penguin ice to the right of Tom Barrasso. Isn't it ironic that all 9 goals have been scored against Ron Hextall? All 9 were scored against him. And from the face-off put right on the Penguin net, and Barrasso, both goals against average are going to inflate a bit, Barrasso and Hextall. How about Hextall? Really, he's played less than 2 periods with 9 against him.
Oh, my.
And Bullard almost put that one in from the face-off.
Won the draw, pulled it right between the legs of Cullen and pushed the puck to the net. Barrasso had to be sharp to make the save.
And the draw of the puck belongs to the Penguins from their own end again. And Barrasso has stopped Bullard. Worked into the near corner. Now prop centers in front. Here's Bullard. Push from behind at the very last second. And Phil Bourque of the Penguins is tripped, and he got the puck ahead back to center. John Cullen now looking left wing. Goes to Mario Lemieux. First to speed. Got Dykstra in front. His shot, and Regas stopped him. Now Dykstra again with that puck. Throw it in behind the net. John Cullen goes after it. So does Terry Karkner. 5:40 to go in regulation time. A pass to center ice, cut off by Jock Callender, and he is belted by Chikrin, but he does dump the puck into the Flyers' end. Cullen got a piece of Regas as he went behind the net. The Flyers have it, however, and they come to center ice. 9-6 the score. The Penguins have the lead, and Kerr is 10 feet offside. inside the Penguin blue line. Well, here are two goaltenders. Hextall came into the game with a save percentage of around .904, if I'm not mistaken. Barrasso at .912. Now, forget those numbers. With Hextall giving up 9 and Barrasso 6 now, it's just wide open hockey.
It's funny how it happens in all sports. You get wide open games, and it just seems to go both ways for both teams. It's like that in baseball. You get games that get kind of out of hand early, and they just tend to go this way.
And the puck is bounced back to the Penguin net. It's not unusual to see it, and it's ripped off the boards. What the Penguins are trying to do right now is protect the lead with 5:08 to go in the third period. And the Flyers are sitting in their own end. Come out now back to center, and it will lead a pass up to Tim Kerr. Kerr shoots it around the boards, in behind the Pittsburgh net. And Barrasso got it free, and it comes to Quinn. A 2-on-1 develops with Stevens. Quinn right side, fires in. Goes in, Stevens in front. His shot stopped by Reagan. He doesn't know where it is. It's off his body and in front, and the puck is cleared. Reagan made a fantastic save on Kevin Stevens. Danny Quinn setting up Kevin Stevens, who was robbed by Ken Reagan. Reagan couldn't find the puck. But the Flyer defenseman, it didn't clear it away out of the play.
That's 2 big saves Reagan's made here in the last minute. One on Dykstra, one on Stevens.
And again, a loose puck in the Flyer zone, corralled by Mark Howe, the Flyer defenseman. He'll give it to Shell Samuelson. Samuelson flip it up the left wing boards, and a bouncing puck into Penguin ice. Gordonine in the far corner of his own end. Back to play it for the Penguins. Right side pass to Robbie Brown. And finding Lemieux is content just to drop it into the Flyer zone to kill some time. We're down to 4:15 to go in the third period. Penguins 9, the Flyers 6. Penguins trying to take the lead in the series, 3-2. And game 6 will be played in Philadelphia on Thursday night. Flyers, though, at the left point of the Penguins end. Poulin falls down. Kept the puck alive, and on the near corner, Coffey built it from behind by Mellenby. Could feel that check coming. Just skated away and turned his body from it, and the puck is lifted to center. Into the Penguins in again, and Coffey is hit by Mellenby one more time. Every time he's looking for him. And this will be an icing call against the Penguins as they clear it long up ice. And they'll bring it back into Penguin ice. Every time Coffey got that puck on that shift, Mellenby came after him and belted him with an arm or a shoulder check. Well, we are at the Civic Arena here still, where the Penguins lead the Flyers 9-6. Not the end of the world. We'll get it in. Don't worry. Here's Callender with Bork and Hannon for the Penguins. Face off on the Penguins end. Right side it goes to Chychrun. A wrist shot and glove by Barrasso, and again he able to squeeze it and hold on. Well, the Penguins with a 9-6 lead here. It's funny, the Penguins and Flyers split the first 2 games here. They split in Philadelphia. Now the Penguins coming back to win apparently game 5 with 3:39 to go. I say apparently because there is time left in this one. And Bullard lost control of it on Dave Hannon. Zigzags up ice, and he shoots it away to the Flyers end. Reagan will stop it. Put it behind his own goal for defenseman Terry Karkner. Flyers showing a little character coming back here in the third, scoring 3 times. Chychrun now. Push it up into the Penguins in a proper heavy slap shot, and that's stopped by Barrasso. Picked up by Dave Hannon. Penguin 4 being pressured now, and the Flyers have had the better of it here in the third period. There isn't any question about that. And they will try and carry it over. Here's Karkner shooting the puck back in, and Barrasso again stops it. 9-6 the Penguins lead on the Penguin Radio and Television Network, and here's Coffey with it. Coffey at center, wristed back into the right wing corner of the Flyers in. Loney comes up with it. Shoots it out the side of the goal, and it's corralled now by Al Secord. Secord giving the biscuit to Tim Kerr. Into Penguin ice. Check from behind by Coffey. Loose puck. Here's Kerr shooting, scoring. 9-7 with 2:37 to go. Now it's getting interesting. Tim Kerr has scored another goal with everybody draped all over him, and the Flyers have scored 4 times. What a series this has been. Unbelievable. This goal comes at 17:23, and you can bet your life on it. The Riggett and the Flyers, if they don't score here in the next minute, will be bringing him out in an effort to try and tie the game. Kerr gets his 2nd of the period, 12th of the playoffs.
Boy, does he pull the trigger, too. It's unbelievable. Gets the puck on his stick, and it is automatic. It's like a foul shot, I'm telling you.
All right, here are the Flyers now within 2. 9-7 the score. Loney of Pittsburgh banks it off the boards, and away it goes. And the Penguins got to be thinking to themselves, even if they hold on and win this game, about game number 6 on Thursday night. The Flyers have totally dominated here in this period, outshooting the Penguins 20-4, and they've scored the 4 goals. And that's going to be some momentum for the Flyers going back in. However, you have a day off, and sometimes a day off can help you just get that out of your mind and what's happened to you. But this game's not over yet. 2:21 to go.
Plus, I mean, it's so obvious in the playoffs. It's come to be so obvious that whatever happened in the previous game really has absolutely nothing to do with what happens in the next one. Because the Penguins played an awful game in Philadelphia in Game 4. They come out smoking in the next game, and the Flyers look like the team that were disorganized early in this game. And now, of course, it's been like a microcosm of the whole series here in this game. But the next game will be a different slate altogether.
Well, I would certainly like the Penguins' chances much better if the score had been 9-3 or 10-3 final than if the Flyers had scored 4 in this third, the way they played, out shooting the Penguins 20-4.
Well, in a way, it might wake the Penguins up, too, in a sense, as long as they hold them off here and going into that next game knowing that the Flyers are a force to be reckoned with at all times.
Now here's Mark Howe, left side of the Penguins end. Shoot it in front. He had Board there, and he couldn't quite hold it. Board again centers. It'll come to Howe. Backhand shot. Barrasso gloves that. And the Flyers aren't quitting, boy. They keep coming. And the Penguins can't find any answers right now. Well, they've had a total letdown here in this third period. And Philadelphia is cruising back, taking the upper hand. Now, the one thing that we mentioned before these playoffs ever started, that you had Washington, Pittsburgh, the Rangers, and Philadelphia. All 4 teams that I felt were capable of winning the division title in the playoffs. They really are. That's how closely matched they are. So we're right here in this situation now. The Penguins trying to take a 3-2 advantage over the Flyers, and Philadelphia battling to try and reverse that.
That last goal by Kerr was unbelievable. Coffey tried to take his body as he was coming in, and he just tried to tackle him. He did end up pulling him down, and Kerr got back up. The puck ended up on his stick, and bang, it was in the net just like that.
Zalapski of Pittsburgh from the faceoff, and they're so important right now. Along the near side, it comes to Hannon, out of Lemieux, back 2-on-1 with Stevens. Lemieux left side, comes in against Reagan, he shoots, and Reagan made the save. Yeah, Lemieux had a chance there, but Reagan got a part of it. Lemieux back at center ice with 1:55 to go. Now Mario's belted by Ron Sutter, who put the shoulder into it. And back in behind the Flyer net. It's picked up by Mark Howe. Howe shoots it ahead to Samuelson. Samuelson trying to come up. He is in the Penguins' end. Kerr, right wing will come to Sutter. Sutter now shoots it on, and that's stopped by Barrasso with 1:37 to go. Will they pull Reagan? Along the near wing, it's Bob Airy, and he moves it back to the neutral zone. Samuelson goes rink wide. Lemieux is after it. He'll slip it back into the Flyers' end with 1:26 to go. Lemieux's going to stay out here. Mark Howe. Now zigzag through traffic, trying to beat Lemieux. Reagan comes 30 feet out of the net, and instead it goes to Kerr, who banks it back into the Penguins' end. Coffey has it, 9-7 the Penguins lead, and they again force it to center. Lemieux looked for that puck, couldn't come up with it. Flyers again blasted in around the boards, and here comes Reagan off with 1:05 to go. They pull the goaltender, flipped away back the other way to the Flyers bench. Flyers are trying to put the extra attacker on, and I think they will now, with the faceoff coming up in the Penguin zone with 1:02 to go in regulation time. Faceoff right wing circle, Penguins in. 1:02 to go, and Kerr against Lemieux. 2 big boys, and Lemieux wins the draw, and he snaps it away into Philadelphia territory. Gord Murphy going back to call an icing play on this. And Murphy there to touch it. That took 8 seconds off the clock. And we have another faceoff coming up in the Penguins' end. Remember back when Lemieux scored the goal against the Flyers with the goaltender pulled on the last day of the regular season to win the game 6-5. That gave the Penguins the home ice advantage. And that's where we are right now. Game 5, and they have the lead by 2, 9-7. Paul Holmgren stares on for the Flyers, their coach. Sutter and Lemieux go at it now. And Sutter, Lemieux battling for it. Where is it? It's free. Picked up by the Flyers, poked away to the blue line. Murphy had it. Lemieux took it away. He shoots it towards an open net. Headed for the goal. Will go in. No, it hit the post. That would have tied an NHL record had it gone in. It comes free. Now here's Lemieux there. He does get the record and tie it. And ties the record for the most goals. And also the most points in one game. Absolutely unbelievable. Mario Lemieux. And the Penguins lead 10-7. Michael motorcycle. Bob Airey sets up Lemieux to put it in. And the Penguins get their 10th goal. Lemieux gets his 8th point of the game. 5 goals and 3 assists. He ties the record for the most goals in one game, held by Sittler, Leach, and Maurice Richard. His name will go in the book at least next year in that department if he doesn't break it this year. And being tied in it, Acton against Calendar from the face-off. Acton whacked Calendar with that stick. And here on the left side will be the Flyers driving the puck into the Penguins in. Zalapski goes back, and taking a whack at Zalapski was Terry Karkner. They're using the sticks here late on the Flyers. Penalty coming up. Acton and Calendar. They're going to go or not? Here come the Penguins and shooting at Zalapski. A stop made. Acton and Calendar. The penalty is going to be against the Flyers, and a fight breaks out. The Flyers want blood right now. They want to establish the tone for the game, and they are just whacking everybody in sight. Mellenby and Jimmy Johnson apparently are going to go to it. There at center ice. Ronnie Finn trying to break it up. Karkner came out and whacked about 3 pins. Acton came out and used the stick. And the Flyers are really going to use the muscle here late in the game. Johnson trying to protect himself. Mellenby is rammed against the boards. Karkner's been ushered out of the ice surface. Now somebody's got a hold of one of the pins over on the far side. It's Acton. Jimmy Johnson and Mellenby really going to it now. Mellenby the bigger man, there's no question about that, and Jimmy Johnson hanging tough. And they try and pry them apart. Pens have Kevin Stevens out here and Derek Smith. Jimmy Johnson and Big Mellenby going to it. Now Karkner came up. He whacked about 3 of the pins along the way. All the way up the ice surface. And then Acton, right from the faceoff, took a stick and rammed it into Jock Calendar. And now who's involved here? Cunneyworth with the pins and Acton and Booin. Where's Acton at? No, he's in there. Acton's in there. Let him go. Let him get out there against somebody. Let Acton get away. Let somebody talk to him. Cunneyworth and Acton having words. Acton pried apart now by Gordy Brosiker. It was interesting. Acton started so much of that coming up. Went right from the face-off, Acton. And then it was Karkner ramming goaltender Tom Barrasso. He took a shot at him. He had hit about 3 Penguins on the way up. But Acton was the guy that set the tone right from the face-off. He and Calendar at center ice. Acton just whacked him 3 times with a stick. And then hit anything in sight going up and hit him again back in. So the Flyers were to get involved here in the final seconds of play of this game. There's no question about that. Karkner's gone. Where's Barrasso at? He's over to get some water. Mellenby gets a 5-minute major for fighting. Chychrun 2 for slashing. And Karkner gets 2 for charging, 2 for elbowing. Jimmy Johnson of Pittsburgh a 5 for fighting. Flyers are going to pick up all the penalties. They're going to put them shorthanded by 2 men here. And it just was pretty obvious that they came out there on that shift looking for anything that moved. They were going after everybody. The Canadians have home ice advantage. Brown against Acton. This ought to be interesting. They'll drop the puck, and now there's Acton whacking Brown again with that stick. I'll tell you, I'd go after him too, and they do. They go after Acton. He used that stick on Robbie Brown right from the face-off, and the Penguins didn't take too kindly to it. Now they're going to belt him around. And they're all in. Now Reagan's in, and Barrasso watches the play. He doesn't want to get, oh, a left by Buskus on Reagan, and he's got him in trouble. Acton's the guy that got it all going again. Boy, did Rod Buskus ever whack Reagan with a left hand. Now Murphy and Zalapski go to it. 2 big boys. They're rolling on the ice. Brown is watching on. Acton and Cunneyworth, that'll be a good goal there. Let him go. Reagan's got his stuff off now, and he wants a piece of somebody. Reagan's involved. He won't be playing on Thursday anyway. Cunneyworth and Acton. Brown has Reagan held from behind. Stevens in there also, and now Zalapski is on top of one of the Flyers. Jay Wells also involved. And Zalapski has his arms wrapped around one of the Flyers. Gordy Murphy. Well, they took exception finally to what Acton was doing. And he is still in there again. I'd go look for him, too. Here's Cunneyworth and Acton. Randy Cunneyworth and Keith Acton and Van Helleman trying to pry them apart. Stevens is going off the ice. Everybody's going to be tossed out here. We may see Hextall back again for the final 9 seconds. Buskus now involved with Reggett. And Wells now trying to get at Tom Barrasso, the Penguin goaltender. And Hextall has to come out another time. And the crowd will sense that. And Ronnie, you got to put him back on, buddy, and go out. Reggett came in and joined the parade, jumped in. Brown pulled him off, and then Buskus and Reggett got in it, and Reggett really took a couple of shots from Rod Buskus. Jay Wells then jumped in on Buskus, and Stevens then came and joined the altercation. And where was Acton? He went unscathed again. I love him. He got it all going. Then he went out the back door. Now I see Tim Kerr still on the ice. Hextall does not want to go back in until things are sorted out, and I can't blame him. He'll be the center of attention here back in the net. What's going to take a long time now is just the announcement on the penalties. Well, Hextall's making the skate over now. And he'll have this crowd fired up. We still have a long way to go. Here we go in the penalty. No, he just made the announcement that Hextall's back in the net. And we're going to be at delay here because it's going to take quite some time for the penalties to be sorted out by Andy Van Helleman and what'll be issued. Now come at the 1951 mark. It's 5-on-3 still for the Pens. Penalties never were announced, and we won't have them until after the game. Look, it evens out where the Penguins have a 2-man advantage still. Hextall's back in the net. 9 seconds left. Penguins win the draw, and they will win game number 5 of this best-of-7 series. 3 seconds to go. Final score: the Penguins 10, the Flyers 7, and it's on to Philadelphia on Thursday night for game number 6 between these two teams. An opportunity for the Penguins to close it out against the Philadelphia Flyers.